Illuminati because that's really what the Illuminati do.
That's why I put the K to it. Right. The niggas is telling me about this Illuminati shit while I'm in jail, right? Like,
right.
It's your boy Pomatic, fucking up Godspeed TV, aka Spiritual Bruce
and I'm
Lee.
putting the K because I'm killing that Illuminati shit. Trust, motherfucker, Illuminati.
Today we're gonna talk about the thinking hieroglyphs. And I got Level Up Movement on here. Shouts out to my girl Level Up Movement. She be talking about the reptilians. Shouts out to my boy Brian. We on tonight's episode, Brian Toby School. For a while.
Started out drinking 40s, moving hard shit. Goddamn, now I'm a grown man. Follow the one, that nigga got my own plan. And Illuminati, I'm putting down the tape. Now he got Illuminati. It's time to make me hate. Motherfucker, Illuminati. I'm putting down the tape. Now he got Illuminati. It's time to make me hate. Motherfucker, Illuminati.
Turn down, nigga. Run with niggas that's killing gorillas, let me shine down, nigga. Feel my props, ain't no stopping me. Come through my first shot. I really don't want to hurt nobody. Just kill up Illuminati, fuck DEA and the FBI. Ask me if I do CPD. FCC, y'all play with you for a nigga. Blast with him up like Pop Diddy. Take my fist, tear out the torture. Don't get a rich off a big payback. Little lady, little nigga was thriller. And bitch, I thought you knew you gotta be on me. I gotta be on you. Fuck with me, I'm fuck with you. Yeah, like it always be. Y'all bitch gon' have to kill me, feel me. You gon' have to pop me. Be even trying to stop me from crying. I'm leaving you blinded by the size of no blood, clearly fighting. All the nigga know is the hood life. The streets gotta get their good life. And that day up under the street light. So I go
Illuminati. I'm putting down the tape. Now he got Illuminati. It's time to make me hate. Motherfucker, Illuminati. I'm putting down the tape. Now he got Illuminati. It's time to make me hate. Motherfucker, Illuminati. I'm putting down the tape. Now he got Illuminati. It's time to make me hate. Motherfucker, Illuminati. I'm putting down the tape. Now he got Illuminati.
Alright, y'all, that was your boy Tupac, Spirit Lil Bone. It's your host Pomo, aka Spiritual Bruce Lee Spiritual. I try to keep it coming to y'all. Today we're gonna talk about the thinking hieroglyphs. And thinking that hieroglyphs are seeing things in the whole versus seeing them as separate, you know what I'm saying? Just a short version, something to keep it going, you know. Just a thought for the day. We got my girl Level Up Movement in here talking about the Anunnaki and the aliens. Got my boy Brian on here, Toby, and let's get started. So, like I say, we're gonna keep this real brief. This your boy Pomo, host of Godspeed TV, and I'm gonna read. Hold on, y'all. They playing with me, but I'm gonna read mind slides before we get into this, and it's considering to thinking hieroglyphs. Mind slides. Now, mind slide is when they wipe your mind, you know. How could I put it? We're gonna read it. Mind slides. It is a mind slide program where human beings continuously ignore unapproved topics. Meaning is I'm talking about aliens, I'm talking about this, and people would, you know, they slide your mind to, how could I put it? Create the ignorance or ignorance of unapproved topics. Now, unapproved topics is an important reason why the aliens and controllers work so hard to destroy evidence in any range of unapproved topics that do not support the 3D narrative, which is reality as we see it, is that they desire to illuminate a human being's capacity to interpret and assign meaning to any of the authentic conscious memories, like the Bible. And they say, well, don't read nothing out the Bible, you know, don't look at nothing else but the Bible, you know. Okay, so ignore unapproved topics or unapproved words, terms, or issues that would challenge their belief system in the 3D narrative, or involve their enslavement or torture that was hidden by the amnesic bearer. Now, the amnesic bearer is our walls of separation that exist inside compartments of the lower mind. Remember that. Even if they come face to face with it, mind slides are a form of mind control that can be implemented through radio waves that form frequencies that transmit into a person's unconscious mind and their bio-etheric field. A mind slide is a holographic insert placed in the planetary logos that erase or change the meaning of unapproved words, unapproved phrases, or a range of unapproved topics, as in what we're talking about now, or Godspeed TV as a whole. When it is exposed to a person that has been implemented or implanted by artificial machinery, alien artificial machinery. So we're going to say that again. When it has been exposed to a person that has been implanted by NAA artificial machinery. Now we're going to go to holographic inserts before we go down. Holographic inserts is an insert. An insert is a false or real memory being programmed upon our conscious for mind control purposes or DNA genetic manipulation from the aliens or NAA, Orion. Holographic inserts are used to bend time, space, and therefore manipulate timelines, as my girl Level Up Movement was saying. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Now, for example, is when people talk about aliens, abductions, or SRA, which is satanic ritual abuse, abbreviations, and we're going to go into that. Luciferians are well aware who controls the mind, controls the body. By starting sexual trauma, SRA techniques as young as possible, they hope to fragment the mind as well as the soul. So that's like when you hear about the Pope molestation, a lot of this shit be going on in the church. So SRA is a satanic ritual abuse or other methods of dark force manipulation methods. They are ridiculed, prosecuted, defamed, shamed, and promoted as lunatics to other human beings that have been mind slided. This is how the victimizer software of the aliens programs work. It is virtually loaded into our unconscious layers of the mental body so that humans enforce this insanity and its delusion upon our race, our own race. It is a type of denial mind slide and inner character corruption so that we would not look at or explore topics we find hard to cope with, explain, deal with, or change, which is I'm doing now, which is I do all day on my show. You know what I'm saying? But I don't get into the ego. I just say, I ain't gonna say I did it first, second, third. I ain't gonna say I'm the Don Dada, I'm the top dog. I'm just saying I'm a being trying to share information with you, with other people and things. As a consequence of this pain, avoidance, and complacency, we essentially do nothing while we watch people of our own race be ridiculed for bringing truth, tortured, starved, killed, or manipulated for no reasons. AKA Jeezy, AKA Lil Boosie. You know what I'm saying? The little baby. You know what I'm saying? We can keep on going. But I'm gonna start reading now, and I'm gonna let my girl talk. And this is Level Up Movement. I'm not too familiar with what her name is, but maybe she'll say it. She on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, y'all.
Peace, Sean. It's your girl, Shara the Goddess, and I'm back with another video. Alright, y'all. So, actually, this is my second video of today. So if you haven't checked out my first video today, when you're done watching this one, make sure you head over there and watch my first video. You want to watch that one, then scroll down and watch another one. Y'all know how it go. Support the channel, support the movement, because you are the movement. I am the movement. We are the movement. So we got to support this to get this information out there to more people. So y'all, I want to talk about how this is a time where we must begin to stand on what we believe and what we know. This is a very important It is a very important time to start standing on this, y'all. And when I say standing on it, I'm talking about 10 toes down. 10 toes down, y'all. You got to start standing on what you say, what you know. It's time to start standing on it, because when you don't stand on this, meaning when you don't back up what you say, you don't walk it how you talk it, when you don't stand on this, y'all, in the spiritual realm, in the astral realm, you be looking bad. You be looking bad in front of your ancestors. And this is facts, y'all. You be looking real bad out here. You be looking real bad out there in those spiritual streets when you don't stand on what you say. You must know this, y'all. So we are at a very important time where we all know what's up by now. It's too many people that have already done the research for you. All you got to do is just check certain people out. Right here on YouTube. There's a lot of people, you know. And just also do your own personal research for yourself and go inwardly. So it's time to just start activating. Meaning what you say. You know, every day you can look at videos about waking up and what's happening in the world and things like that. But it's like, if you don't do something about it, it's like you just learning all of this information for nothing.
All right, we're going to pause for going to what she's explaining. It's Level Up Movement. It's a queen. Y'all sign up, like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Go to her channel. Do the same. Now, mind slide symptoms. Mind slides are holographic inserts that trigger sensations in the neurological system that are designed to keep people ignorant and blind to what is happening to them. Many alien abductees have mind slides to deny their experience and bury it deep behind the walls of unconsciousness or amnesia barriers. When areas that are unapproved topics, which is what we're talking about now, are exposed to the alien entity controlling or hosting the body, they will program the mind slide to activate when certain words, phrases, or codes are being read and spoken. Godspeed TV as a whole, period. Sometimes when people are injured in the body part, traumatized by suppressed alien abduction memories, they will relieve the trauma experience. The mind slides are inducted into the human neurological system, which activate mind control technology to post the brain's receiver. This can take the form of a mind control script, i.e., the abduction never happened. It's your imagination. Fears are going crazy, or play images or movies in the mind of that person. Some of the symptoms of mind slides when exposed to unapproved words, i.e., alien abductions, NAA, Orion, reptilian, satanic ritual abuse, UFO implants, mind lab, or men in black. These are the symptoms, y'all. Let's go. Falling asleep or feeling drowsy, nervous symptoms, amnesias. Feeling an electrical zap or punch in the solar plexus. I know some of y'all be feeling like your phone be vibrating in your pocket and it ain't even there. Compulsion to leave the room and get away from messengers, information, feelings, irritated or excessively agitated, inner or out of violence. Now, I don't know if y'all went to my page, but if you go to Pomo on Facebook, you will see that the government was doing an experiment with this chemical, and the chemical they had was able to kill a God gene in the mind, and it was trying to stop religious fanatics. And what they did was made a chemical or what they call a vaccination, and they said, okay, what it do was when you inject it with this chemical, the God gene, the one that's like you get enlightened, the one that make you feel, the one that make you even go kill yourself to blow up in the name of God, they want to dilute that or kill that or null that. So through this chemical, when you implant a person, the same person that was going to be a religious jihadist with that chemical, now he get irritated by that. And then they said, well, how are we going to get these Iraqis to take this? They said, first we'll implement a disease, and then we'll make this the cure. Simple as that. If y'all don't know, go to Pomo on Facebook. Check it out. It's on there. It's the first thing that come up. I left it sitting there. But anyway, compulsion to smoke cigarettes or self-medicate with drugs. Resistance in the form of denial, aggression, reaction, labeling the information as ridiculous. Hostile feeling generated to verbally attack the messenger, VV program or VVV diamonds. What we go through, what y'all see this conscious community going through within itself. You know what I'm saying? Want to kill a messenger, you know, invoke negative images or negative emotions to project the information. Corrupted dream states with extreme negativity or interference in the astral state through lucid dreams. In the Pacific, well, I'm gonna let my girl go first, but those are like symptoms. Those are symptoms. I'm sorry if y'all rambling on too long, but I'm gonna let her finish. We're gonna come back.
We don't want to waste our time like that. Like if you learn something,
right. Yep,
you want to begin to apply it, so you can start to see the results of what you learned, what you know. So when I say do something about it, I'm talking about being about this life, because it definitely is a lifestyle, y'all. It's definitely a new lifestyle. So just like anything that is new, you got to get used to living a certain kind of way. You got to get used to getting comfortable in this new essence of you. And
preach, sister, preach.
Yeah, that's all I want to say. We got to start standing on this stuff. Start becoming who you truly are. Because like I said, once you learn the information, if you got to start applying it. Because if you don't apply it, it's pointless. So start standing on this, y'all. Start standing on what you know. That means applying it in your day-to-day life. With small things, of course, because everything does take some type of time. Even though it really don't, for real. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with y'all. It really don't. But it's like when you are. It depends on how serious you is about this change and actually becoming the true God or goddess that you were meant to be. Because I guarantee you, if something was, it's like this, right? Say it was either make a move, or if you don't make this move, then you ain't gonna be able to be who you supposed to be. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, it's either do it, or it's never gonna happen, period.
And saying that, in Pacific SRA, which is satanic ritual abuse, targeted mind control, EIMK Ultra or super soldier training, these techniques are designed to disassociate the person through repeated exposure to torture, terror, or drugs. The mind is fragmented and intentionally bound to the demonic spirits that act as guardians of that fragmented of the personality. I'm going to say it again. Demonic spirits that act as a guardian of that fragment of the personality. The mind slide may activate specific alter realities or personalities created in the victim to perform a variety of tasks while under possession or control of the alternate personality. Many times the person does not remember their actions, that they have a time lapse or blackout. Remember that. This programmable, fragmented, or alternate is referred to as a sleeper. When a person has been intentionally mind controlled or tortured to become a sleeper, they can be easily possessed and used to perform a variety of solid actions or crimes. Reptilian entities specifically receive enjoyment from the illicit torture and suffering of human beings when they possess them to commit these sordid actions, which I'll see today. We don't even gotta go there. These negative entities strive to create as much pain and anguish for human beings as possible, and to get that human to emanate that vibration of pain and extinguish into the environment. I'm going to read this again, and y'all got to pay this attention. This is called Looch. You go to Kentucky, or you go to places like maybe Mississippi, you come to Chicago, soon as if you get off, whatever you get off, you see a gray haze. And you like, what the fuck? And don't nobody see it. And it's black. I seen the black. Then all of a sudden, after about an hour, it depreciate or leave. And what that do is, I'm gonna read this to y'all again. And this is how they create Chicago. Here we go. These negative entities strive, they feed off pain, shadow walkers, to create as much pain and anguish for the human being as possible. And for a person that's God, body, supreme, spiritual, anything of that nature, they get trophies off your ass. If they can turn you angry all the time, if they can get you kind of like they had Flight Boss in the mix, always defending himself super, to where he went down into the ego and was like, I understand what he's doing. Understand his pain. And every now and then we feel like we got to, defend ourselves. But when we do that and then we look back, we feel kind of funny. I feel like, damn, why I go all off like that? I'm over here, please. Breathe. In, out. Breathe. In through the nose, make the stomach go out. Fire breathe. Out. These negative entities strive to create as much pain and anguish for the human being as possible, and to get that human to emanate that vibration of pain and anguish into the environment. To get you to take that anger, you emanate vibration of pain and anguish into the environment. Their goal is to engender negative feelings of emotional pain, depression, and hopelessness. And this is, you ain't got to have a problem, but if you're around this, that lead to the person to seek relief through addictive states. This is the cycle perpetuated with alien mind control, crackheads, entities, possessions, which feed on these negative energies. Okay. I said that.
So when I say it takes time, but it's only if you want it to take time, because you can make the shift. You can go from being a basic person to becoming a God in a snap of a finger. You can do it just like that if you wanted to do that. But I understand that sometimes people like to drag their feet. Like, let me see what this is really about. Let me compare this to that. Like, I get all of that. But we must remember when we do that, it's like we still got one foot in,
one foot out,
and the other foot out.
Mind control technologies are weapons which use electronic microchip implants, nanotechnology, microwaves, and or electromagnetic waves to subvert an individual's sense of control over their own thinking, behavior, emotions, or decision making by attacking the brain and the nervous system. The development of these methods and technologies have a long history. Go ahead, sis.
It's like we're playing both sides. But if you're ready to go all in, you're ready to really level up, you can do it like overnight. You can do it overnight. It just depends on you. But anyway, just know it's time to start standing 10 toes down. Because when you doubting a little bit, when you still got that doubt,
don't stand in the square, stand on the
better
square.
believe that these reptilians know that you still doubt. You better believe that they know that you are still on the fence with it. So being that you on the fence with it and they see that you like the new stuff that you're knowing, but you still kind of doubting it, man, y'all better know that they're going to play on that.
Let's see, when she say play on that, we're going to go into consciousness wiping. Blank slating or conscious wiping is a term that refers to mind wiping technology used by the military personnel. Usually is organized covert operations to remove current memories or accumulation intelligence of black operation projects when the projects or persons become obsolete. Blank slating technology has been tracked remotely to observe that is which has been applied to planetary grid works, if y'all see the pyramids angle and stuff like that, and the ley lines by the aliens or Orion in their attempt to destroy planetary consciousness, memories, and historical records of actual events on the planet. The Mandela effect was a test. Through blank slating, the planetary conscious field, such as ley lines and horizontal networks, this renders many human beings in amnesia or unable to recall or remember who they are and what their true origins are. And we ain't talking about immediately, we talking about like now, what she was just saying, the sister. This technology is very effective on human beings that exist in lower frequencies of the 3-layer ego. Now I'm going to read that. The 3-layer ego is, in order to understand the internal structures of ego, which we also refer to as houses of ego. It requires that awareness that there are three main layers: the first chakra of the unconscious mind, the second chakra of the instinctual mind, and the third chakra of the conscious mind. It is less effective on starseeds, indigos, and people that tend to be naturally empathetic and have an intuitive. Y'all gotta pardon me, man. My mouth kind of going under reconstruction, but like I say, intuitive. So I'm gonna read it again. It is less effective on starseeds, indigos, and people that tend to be naturally empathic, and intuitive. This happens on the earth to people without their informed consequence quite often. The reason I'm reading like this and the things that's happened to me like now, is I used to be very fluent in the words. But I had a dark night of the soul moment, and I've been going through this for like 2.5 years, 3 years, and I got into an accident, and Orion tried to kill me. Orion tried to take me out, and I knocked 4 of my front teeth out, cracked my jaw, split my back. It's a lot went on with that. I was wide up like the Kanye West mouth, and I'm just now recovering from that. So y'all gotta pardon me, and and they say I got PTSD, so y'all gotta pardon me, trying to fight all of that dark night of the soul moment and keep on building and going and trying and creating. You know what I'm saying? Even though they wanted me to vibrate that energy, radiate that energy of darkness and go on a low vibration into depression, and then walk amongst the street. And by you being spiritual, that's some very powerful darkness you create. So no, we right here. I just had to share that with y'all. So y'all bear with me on the reading tip. I'm trying to get my words lined up right. It's just, I think it, but it don't come out because I got a piece in my grill that I gotta wait till it become natural to me. You know what I'm saying? So don't hate on me, pray for me. You know what I'm saying? Please. Don't hate on a brother, pray for a brother. I'm just showing y'all that that's what I talk about. I have experience. Everything you see, I write or do, I have experience. I walk the walk, talk the talk. So I'm just gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm supposed to be somewhere drunk, walking down the street, talking about why me. Smith came through, hit me in my jaw, boom. And now it's my turn. You know how I go.
You better know that they're gonna try to play on your reality, cause they know that you're about to transform into a god, man. Come on now, you should know they're gonna start doing all type of shit.
Yes, sir. I just told you.
Playing on your deepest fears. You better believe the devil knows who you are, but never be afraid of that motherfucker. Like, I don't mean to be vulgar when I said, but never be afraid, because trust and believe they some bitches.
Like I said, the motherfucker hit me in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Boom. I look down, I wake up, motherfucker, shit. I got 4 of my teeth on the ground. Damn, okay, what I do? I do the Indian circle dance back on his ass and counterclockwise, you know what I'm saying? Pop, 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 smack the shit out of, you know what I'm saying? He pushed me. He like, oh, and we at it now. Each video is a response to his technique he tried on me. But since I'm under the Bruce Lee fighting style, I can do more than Satan. Satan only under that little shit he under. I can go bad, good, evil, left, right, up, down. He only coming from a bad angle. You know what I'm saying? All bad work for the good. When I say I can go bad, ain't no motherfucking out here to be a sheep among wolves. That's 6,000 years ago when Jesus wore sandals. This 7,000 years ahead when you need Timbs. So it take a wolf to fight a wolf, aka training day. You know what I'm saying? You look like that nigga that got in the car under that be a lamb among wolves. But if you was a wolf, to fight a wolf, you wouldn't win for none of that shit, aka training day.
Softies. You better believe that these reptilians are very,
right.
Very soft. So never be afraid of them at all. And when I say them, y'all know that they shapeshifters. They walking around here looking like regular people. You better know that. You need to know that.
Hold on. And y'all got to consider this now. This ain't no pro-righteous teacher shit. You know what I'm saying? This ain't, I just don't brag. I just no ego. So, you know, but I'm going to walk you through my reality of the things I can say. I have a house, a beautiful home. I have a beautiful dog. I have a picket tan fence. I got 3 cars outside. I got a 2-car garage. Orion come through, knock the shit out of me. You know, I get back up. I knock the shit out of Orion, you know, whatever. You know. And at this moment, I'm in between a world where I just put it like, I'm sitting back getting a check, waiting on a bigger check. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not doing this as in poor righteous prayer. I'm doing this as in I'm y'all future self reaching back at y'all now, like that, like out of love. I don't mean like love, just love the beauty or the realization. You know how you wake up and you walk and you just put your face up in the sun and close your eyes. That's what it feels like. That's love. Man, cold as hell. Just get out of the swimming pool or something. Put your face in the sun. That type of love. You know what I'm talking about?
So when I say they know who you are, I'm talking about, they know who you are. The government knows who you are. That's what I'm talking about. They know exactly who you are, and they know what you fear the most. They know what you do. They know what you like. All of that. We in the matrix, y'all. And that's just what it is. Everything is light. There's no more hidden secrecy. They got cameras everywhere. Y'all know they can see us and shit. So that's what I'm talking about when I say they know who you are. They know your deepest fears. They know. But never be afraid of that. Still move like a god or a goddess, because that's what you are.
And saying that, blank slate conscious wiping, beast machine. The beast machine is an ancient AI weapon technology. I ain't never seen them 2 words in the same sentence, but ancient AI weapon technology that was the brainchild between Western Systems' original black hole entity and the Megatron Collective after they suffered a fall into the Phantom Matrix, in addition to siphoning life forth from our universal systems and technology. Is another reference to alien machinery that is installed in the planetary grid networks with the purpose to erase the memories of historical facts and records in the collective conscious of the human race and the planetary logos. The aliens want to erase and therefore eradicate the memories held in the planet that hold memories of the silicated matrix in the diamond sun body, which are the original divine human design. By erasing these memories of our true history as a multidimensional star being, the human consciousness forgets how to access the inner spiritual technology of the higher DNA functions, and the collective consciousness of the planetary rapidly regresses. And the collective consciousness of the planet rapidly regresses, which is what we're going through now, through genetic degression and the population that can be more easily controlled by the alien intruders through implementing mind control as they desire to produce immortality or immorality for their races through the enslavement and parasitism of human soul. The context of which blank slate is being referenced is the newsletter Blank Slate. Okay, we ain't gonna read all that. We're gonna get into what she was saying, back to what she was saying, and then we get into all.
But just know that they're gonna try to play on your deepest fears by showing you different things on the internet, showing you different things on the TV that's so chaotic, so fear-based. Do certain shit to the water, to the food. They gonna do they trying to do all type of stuff, y'all. But this is why it's important to stay 10 toes down. This is why it's important to start activating, getting some sunlight. Y'all better know that the sun is heating up, y'all. It's going to be a massive heat wave. And you want to make sure that you are able to handle this heat wave that's coming. So this is why it's important to keep learning this information every day. Keep studying every day. Keep practicing every day, because it's time to practice, y'all. You got to practice being great.
It's a way we cover way of life.
You got to practice on standing 10 toes down. You got to practice it. And what will begin to happen is you're going to begin to get more confident. You're going to begin to get more aware of, you're going to be like, oh shit, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this whole becoming a true divine goddess or a god. I can do this. And you're going to begin to peep the regular basicness of the rest of the world, the people that are still vibrating on the 3D. You're going to be able to peep that, and you're not even going to be interested in half the things that you used to do. It's going to be like, that shit is whack.
And to what she was saying, alternate personalities, consciousness wiping, is effective at creating programmable alters or alternate identities in other dimensions. Y'all listening to what I'm saying? Which are used to perform a variety of tasks for the aliens and cabals. Sexual slavery, which is that what's that boy name? Nas X, and that's a joke because they're gonna use Nas and like that. Sexual slavery is usually programmed into one or more alternates, and so that the negative alien or human controller can maintain full mind control over the person's consciousness. Nas X, therefore have complete access to the body through the bioneurology. Produce alternates and subpersonalities to take control over the body. In severe cases of mental splitting, when the extreme pain drives the person into disassociation, at that moment, the person disassociates from their body. The soul psyche manifests coping mechanisms to survive. To disassociate from painful trauma felt in the body, the soul and the mind will split into subpersonalities or create alternate identities. These are called alters. Disassociation and hidden alters with demonic bindings are especially common in rape cases, and with extreme physical brutality and violence. The alters are hidden in the unconscious mind by the fears of the inner child, which act to protect the conscious mind or the physical body from perceiving any more trauma or physical pain. Many times people cannot remember exactly what had happened to them until they have another major injury or are hypnotically regressed or brought into altered states of conscious. It is common for a person to remember what happened to them when years later because they have blocked out the time period where the extreme trauma abuse had occurred. Many people ignore past extreme trauma because they feel pressure to survive in the world. Alters can be unintentionally created from splitting during any kind of traumatic event or specifically created and programmed as identity attachments that have certain belief systems. Alters that have programmed with specific belief systems can perform certain functions automatically and unconsciously when they are triggered into specific behaviors. Alternate identities are used in programming minds when blank slate or conscious wiping methods are used. People have many alters, also many satanic bindings to those alters, and they lose control over many aspects of their own mind, body, and soul as a result. Most people are not aware they have subpersonalities, and yet this is extremely common on the planet Earth. The subpersonalities are what are easily suggestible to forms of mind control programming and will act out these behaviors when they are triggered to do so. When people go unconscious and lose control over their own body or mind, such as flying into rages where they cannot remember what happened, it is because they have an altered identity that took control of their body. This alter is generally also being manipulated by the negative entities or satanic ritual forces. There are black military programs that create assassins to kill on command using trigger words based on SRA programming methods or spiritual abuse. This can be partial attachments made to programmable alters or full negative spirit possession. A person with hidden alters created through trauma abuse can easily flip-flop between many different profiles and personalities that they show as a mask to the public. Essentially, they are actors and actresses in the movie. that is being directed by negative spirits or satanic rituals or forces in which they are not aware they are participating. When a human being is fractured in this way, it allows them to be easily a parasitic for the more details. So this is what they do in Hollywood. This is what they do in the rap game when they say this, this is, but we're going to keep going.
But anyway, I ain't going to take up too much of your beautiful time. I just wanted to get up here and kick it for a little minute and let y'all know that, it's time to start standing 10 toes down. And know that the tests, I don't even like to call them tests. Because I'm going to tell y'all like this. During I still go through this on a day-to-day basis. But I ain't going to lie. In the beginning of when I started to realize what was happening to me, at first I used to fold. And I'm being honest with y'all. I'm being honest. This was me beginning to transform. So I used to fold on a lot of the tests. Well, I ain't gonna say tests, like I said, the shadows that used to come my way.
That's all right.
And the thing about it was that every time I folded and didn't stand on what I believe, I was aware of what I was doing. This is what I want to tell y'all. This is when you should know that you are truly a divine source. When you can realize and see when you fucking up. You can see and you know when you should or shouldn't be doing something. You will be able to see. The veil is gone, y'all. The veil is lifted. So we can't make excuses anymore for the things that we do. Because you are very conscious about what you do on a day-to-day basis. You know what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. You know this. So the veil is gone. So like I said, in the beginning, I used to not stand on what I was saying. I would go back to just being a regular person, like I wanted to, because it's fake hard. I'm going to say it's fake hard. Because it's like you comfortable being and acting how you used to act and how you used to be. You don't want to, like, you say you want to do this and do that, but when it's time to really do that shit, it's like, that shit kind of hard at first. But I say it's fake hard. Because all you got to do is make a decision, a choice. And you got to know that those fake ass feelings, that those fake feelings of, I can't do this, I can't say that, I can't. Those fake feelings is going to come. But then in that moment, you still got to
get up and knock Satan in his mouth.
You still got to, no matter how you feel, no matter the thoughts, the feelings, you still got to just do it. In spite of the thoughts, the feelings, the circumstance, you still got to just stand on it.
But not of this
and
world.
I'm telling you, when you do that shit, in spite of those fake feelings and fake thoughts and when you do that shit, whoo, all type of gateways is gonna open up. All type of new shit, I'm telling you, and you're gonna start feeling good about it. You be like, I did that. And that's gonna give you more confidence for the next time when the next shadow show up or the next fake situation show up. You're gonna build up that momentum. And pretty soon, nothing will be able to phase you at all. That's what happens when you stand 10 toes down. When you believe what you say, you say what you believe. Anyway, let me get out of here, y'all.
When the universe is the sum total of all knowledge and the balance between all which is known and unknown. And tonight's show is brought to you by GodspeedMeme.com with your host, Pomo. And tonight we'll be talking about memory wipe and the ninth stage of initiation, which is the ninth spirit in the tree of life under the Auset files. And it was brought to you, spawned upon the movie called The Giver, and in which it's a guy who he's supposed to be a giver of memories, and he meets another giver of memories. But in this movie, he has a gift, and in the gift, he's able to be, well, the way they put it, he's all 12 zodiacs. He has the nature, but it was similar to, I don't know if you ever seen, I forgot the name of the movie, but it was, it's called, basically, where they take the memories and they wipe them. Like us. Give me 1 second. Start off in black and white, and the guy in there, I don't recall his name, but he's a guy. He as he's going on through the process of initiation or wherever they're trying to find out, similar to Equilibrium, that's the name of the movie. But as he's going on with initiation and trying to find his way in life, in the movie they through your personality archetype, they set you a particular goal or a particular job or something, a task for you to do. But he was able to encompass all tasks. So they gave him a special job, was the giver. Meaning is he had to see another giver where he was a receiver at the time, meaning an initiate, and he had to see another giver, which was a master, who had to give him memories. And in the memories, they told him that his initiation was pain, excruciating pain, supreme pain, meaning is there was things he had to go through in order to receive these memories and gain knowledge and wisdom from them, from the things he encountered, due to the fact that the master giver gave him the memories. And without memories, you have no knowledge. So it's like you have to go through hell to get to heaven, so to speak, as they say. And what wound up happening is that the giver gave him memories, and he had memories, he had experiences that he had never had before. And in society, what they did was it was the end of the world, or the world as we knew it, and it was way in the future. And what had happened was they wiped out everybody's memory and gave them new memories, or gave them memories from there on forth. And in these memories, they encoded new words, gave actual actions, different words, meaning there's death. They didn't say death, they say take, to take, so it's more softer. And they said to speak in a precise language. So one of the guy was witnessing his father kill a baby. And his father was doing it so casually. He took the baby out, pampered, got it ready, put the needle in his head, killed it, put it in the box, wrapped it up real nice, and dumped it down the chute. That represents the mind frame of the Illuminati, so as we want to call it, the elite, the psychopaths. That's kind of like their mind frame. They're numb. And in the movie, it was showing you depicted that due to the receiver having memories from the giver who gave him memories, he remembered that was death. So by him remembering that was death, it caused a certain response in his body, like, oh, that's wrong. And he started to wake up in this black and white world, but he started to see color in this black and white world where everybody else was seeing black and white, which represents the third eye, the ability to see the unseen scene, which is to see in color, or HD. And when he was, it bothered him how easily his father was able to kill a baby. And his father was a caretaker. That was his lot in life. He was a caretaker, something like a nurse. And it bothered him. But before it didn't bother him, because he was under this language, he was under this memory wipe, he was under this new way of thinking. But when he got his memory back, which is reconnecting with a hieroglyphic mind, we see a lot of things in the world that we didn't see wrong. Now we see them quite wrong. And just off the language, they said to take. So the take was a little softer. So he would just say, oh yeah, he's taking the child. In reality, due to him reconnecting with his ancient self, due to him giving his memories from the memory giver, he seen that his daddy was actually murdering the child. So his goal was to get out and beyond the little area that they had encompassed, meaning it's like a hood, like our brothers stay in the hood. There's no actual walls, but it's a mind wall that's there. Due to the nicer it gets, the more you know not to be there. So if he can make it past that, by him being the receiver, which going into the initiation, finna be Auset, which is master of ourself, the giver, is he'll go past a certain point, and all the memories will come back to the people. And in the end, it showed that when he evaluated on his journey, which represents a Godspeed journey, or a journey of God, and he had the baby in his hand, which represented baby Jesus, or that he was holding the birth of the Messiah, which was in himself. He made it past, and all the memories shot back, and everything turned from black and white, which means everybody see the world one way, which is a dull way to see it, into color. And everybody start feeling it again. They start feeling it. So when somebody, like I'm going to give you an example. I'm kind of floating through this before I start, but I'm gonna give you an example. Okay. Back in the day when we was a little bit younger, some of you may know that when somebody had a baby, it was like a young girl had a baby, it was like, wow, it was like, whoa, she's pregnant, damn, dude, somebody got killed or a little boy got hurt or some child got hurt or anybody got killed, it was like, whoa. Now, from then to now, somebody get killed, you don't have that same response. You don't have that same emotion. You don't have that same feeling. So would I say that to say this, that I'm giving you an example of memory wipe. See, back then when you remember, you had a certain response to it. Now, over time, by them wiping your memory and making you numb to the things of the world, meaning it's redirecting your language. So when Lil Wayne say kill, 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 Thug, one of them cats say kill, 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 or Boosie say kill, kill, kill. By being said so much, the value of the actual enigma or the signal of the energy that comes from that word leaves. So now you kill, it's like killing on a video game. A child played all day killing on video games is nothing to him when he killed on the world. You see, it's getting the same response. It's almost to him, it's like the person pretty soon when he leaves, going to get up and go back to life. So that's just a quick an example of what I can give you of memory wipe. And I say this to say that I bring it to under the metal neptune, since this is an actual segment of the Thinking Hieroglyphs. It's the ninth spirit, which is Auset. And it's funny we say Auset is because she was the guardian. She had a certain power over the airways. She had the ability to speak certain things and reflections of outside through the airways, meaning to try to put the bits and pieces back together, try to put the scattered 13, some say 14 pieces back together. And what she would do, something like Sophia Stewart, they would slip in real knowledge, real information, real shit for you to see, and hopefully you grasp it and see a reflection in that within yourself. But she knew one thing, that the actors was going to have to be of a Caucasian descent. So it's nothing really hard, but if you can just read between the whitewash and the lines, you'll see yourself, And as I watched the movie, I seen the receiver, the boy with the hole in his hand, which represents the third eye. The hole in his wrist is that the fact that he was black and he was able to see things that other populations couldn't see. He was able to see in color that other races wouldn't see, or other people around him couldn't see. And then once you just switch the color up and put yourself in the or maybe someone else, and put yourself in the flick, you'll see it a little bit clearer, just like the movie Matrix. So Auset would do this and slip little things in there. And just like Equilibrium, what I'm starting to realize is they're showing us the same thing. She's trying to show us the same thing. Equilibrium, same thing. You take a medication that numbs you, and it avoids emotion. And you walk around, and in the world they say it's perfect, no killing, no murder, but everybody lacks expression. Everybody lacks self. Everybody's a drone. Now, can we take that and look at today's time? Same thing. We are like drones. We're like giving medication to where we don't feel emotions. Back in the day, a lot of things we used to say to each other as far as problems and things that happen, it used to have a lot of more effect on your mind and your conscience and your psyche than it do now. It's almost like straight up, let me hit that weed though, man, and shit, any more of that liquor left. And it's just like that. And due to the fact, I can understand that being said and played out like that due to the fact that how the media news broadcast stuff. You know what I'm saying? They be talking about some horrific shit 1 second, and then they'll go to a bounty commercial. And it's like, God damn, wait a minute, it's like a bipolar situation. You still in, what the fuck? And they talking about, yeah, get your, we're interviewing this little boy, he made bounty trufflets, and he showed us how to make a whole room smell fresh after 20 brothers just got their head, massacred. It's like, come on now. But that's how they got us. And I said, like I said, it's funny that it ties into that she represents imitation on the lower side. The fact that what we see is what we imitate, indiscriminately imitate what they give us, meaning there's the things they give us to imitate. So if they wipe our memory, they give us something to imitate. That means they take the history and the past, our wisdom, our soul, and just the very fact of who we are. Because like whatever made you who you was 10, 5 up to 30, you still can go back farther to your past life and lives before that. That's already a trace in your DNA, because if it wasn't true, then that means you wouldn't be here. Your link is cut. So I know my grandfather's been here, having sex, recreate me. So back in Egyptian times or way before that, you still got traces in your DNA. and your memories. But now memories is almost as if it's been pushed back to imagination. So when you use your imagination, all you're doing is really remembering the things who you are. But the reason it sounds so far-fetched and way out is because it's from a time of not now. But it's the truth, and it's happening, and it's real. You see what I'm saying? Anybody following? Anybody got any questions or concerns, anything they want to say before I proceed? Because I'm going to the book, the Metal Neck too. And I'm going to break some of this Auset stage down and what this mind wipe, really represents and what it means to us as a people. But anybody got any questions?
Can I add something?
Go ahead. Please do.
Okay,
Who is this, by the way? It sounds like Brian.
This is Brian.
Well, what up, brother? Good to hear from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about one thing that's like when they were together, they had to touch each other. You see what I'm saying? So he had to hand off frequency to the other person. Remember that? When they sat in the chair?
Yeah. When he had to grab his palm in his hands, when in his bloodline. Right. They had to touch each other. So he had to have that. Yeah, he had to have the frequency. Well, as far as the touch, what do that represent? What do you go ahead speculate on that? I mean, I'm learning.
Well, another part is where they lived. Remember, where he lived had kind of a view of seeing all the different spirits of the earth. That all that energy to help him with giving those memories and help him.
So it's like the Baphomet. It's the symbol of the Baphomet, the goat. The goat sits up way high and can sit on the cliff and watch down and see everything. A keen perspective. But that reminds me of the Baphomet symbol with the two horns.
And it comes into it. And then another thing that he did is, and you kind of just touched on it, is he activated sleep DNA. Even though he gave him the memories, what he did also is he activated his DNA so the full story would come around. So remember how?
And he will become who he always supposed to be in an instant. Yeah. And so that means by them cutting off the memories, that means that he was new. He was a new man all the time. That means we always in imitation, right? Instead of growth, like evolution. Like they cut off our evolution because Brian, if we got memory wiping, I'm gonna give you an example. I don't want you to touch bases with me on this. I say memory wipe because when back and I know you can probably tell me more of this time in the 60s or 70s or even the 50s. We are at different people from then to now, right? Am I correct on that? But the thing is, what happened to that thin line of graduating from Black Panther, from Black Power, for Fred Hampton to something in 2017 which holds the same essence but more powerful, faster, and quicker? Why? How the hell we get to this? To is Gucci Mane a clone? So I say, would you consider memory wipe somewhere right there? Like they wiped our memory, meaning our traces back to even that time?
Yeah, that's part of it. But the memory wipe can go, when a person is born, but we're not getting into that. But okay. definitely there's a lack of no empathy that you touched on. And let me get into something else while we're on that is the Mandela effect. I mean, that's especially in the way we've learned, they've changed some of the histories. And to just give you an example is that it used to be a book called The Bernstein Bears. It's spelled differently now than from when I was a kid. And that's just to give you a small example of what the Mandela effect is. And what the Mandela effect actually is Mandela, to some people, died in prison. He didn't get out to be president. He actually died in prison.
Okay. And what do that mean? What do that mean to the corresponding brother?
So what they're doing is they're changing some of that past that you're talking about. They're trying to change that ancestral information to something different.
Okay.
You can't look back at it.
Okay, so in the movie, what you're saying is what they mean when they say precise language. And he said, no, he killed them. He said, no, use precise language. The fact that you see how they switched the language up to where they was actually murdering people, but by using the word take, it made it seem like something different just off the perception.
Yeah, it's a lack of empathy. I mean, that's the key word is it's a total lack of empathy. And using the language, as I think we've touched on before, the English language just in itself is such blocking and such stopping language, where they even went further in that movie. They went further in that movie to say only this precise code of words for this.
Okay, so would I relate that to today's media, as in what they would let me come out as far as music? only these type of words, precise language, like, you know, the shit that they play, that's going to come out. And due to them, we're learning this precise language, meaning is that we become numb to these things in the world. You know, like we calling our females bitches. We say we'll kill a motherfucker every 5 bars. You know, we don't give a fuck about care about the next man. And is this in that movie, man? It's just so much that they it's like they're telling on themselves. Am I right or wrong? I mean, did you see how the lead, who the lead was, who the sons of God was? You see what I'm saying? Do you see how they actually showed their face in the movie?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Casually. And they did it casually, like just very casually. You have to be really woke to peep all of that, and I see you did in that movie. You have to be really on your P's and Q's.
Read the book. It's a book. You know, that comes from a book. That movie comes from a book.
I've seen that. So the books are always show more than the TV,
Yeah, it's just a little more in depth, and I actually didn't read the book, but my son did. So my son pieced me to it. You know, he started breaking it down for me how the book was a little different. Because he said the book, like when they're flying at the end, he was telling me that the book, they actually go and interact with the people at the end. He said they kind of changed that. But, it still gives you the basic reference, you know, to the point of what they're talking about. Like you said, I mean, they're putting it right into your face.
They did. They definitely did.
The thing you said before is trigger words. You know, the way they use trigger words, you know, to make people react to certain things. You know, I mean, you touched on that before, and it's just funny when I heard you touch on it before. It was something I was just, you know, because there's, like you were saying with the music. See, they can put trigger words in the music because the music, and see, this is the thing is the music used to stop the trigger words. See, when you're talking about Mozart and you're talking about Bach, you know, they created, you know, the stop and trigger words. You know, people was using certain trigger words to connect with frequency. You know, they couldn't connect with it. And so they used trigger words to counter it. You know, so that's how they use, that's how, you know, the Europeans connected with frequencies using these trigger words.
Okay, so they ride the beat, and they get us to ride the beat with these artificial trigger words that's meant for something totally different or meant for another effect in our life. If you wake up in the morning and you hear, I'm in love with the cold, and you're wondering, why is you thinking this? Why am I waking up 7 o'clock in the morning and this song is in my head? That's an after effect of it being pounded in your mind. And if you waking up and you singing this, think about how that ideology just took over your mind. I mean, you thinking about it and you ain't even in the time to be thinking about the actual song. And the beat will rise you there. The beat is good. It's always good. It's a neutral thing, but it rides you there wherever the lyrics going to take you. So you get on the beat is the car, the beat is the road, the beat is the train, but where is this train going? So let me read the words. Red line, blue line, east, west, south. Bitch, hoe, slut, I got bread, I'm in love with the cocoa. You see what I'm saying? So in your ether, in your reality, it become a train ride to hell, and you don't even know it. Why do you think they play this? Why do you think they're feminizing the brother? This is mind white. We are actually, brothers never really dressed the way they dressed. They always kept a little hair on their face. They never looked too feminine, but they kept themselves together. Now it's a thing of memory wipe. When they wiped that out of our mind and instilled the Kanye West Act, you know, the new thing going with the hazel eyes. Now brothers are actually, these are not the same brothers. I can't see how we got from where we were just 10 years ago to now. Memory wipe. How the hell did this happen? So, Brian, you want to add on anything else before I go into the book?
Oh yeah, I mean, I mean, your generation and my generation. I mean, people don't dress up. I mean, there was a huge campaign, and Michael Jordan helped it to actually dress down. You know, I mean, look at pictures. Look at young pictures of young brothers in the 50s and 60s, even going to the 40s. When people went out, they always wore coats or suits.
Presentable, right? Presentable. But how did we lose that time? My connection from your generation is supposed to be my rim, your remnants, your mastery or your realm to spill down to the remnants of my reality. But it's not that. It's barely the fathers can relate to the daddies, and they're in the same household. That's what I mean. Memory wipe. They have killed that connection, that DNA connection. They have gave us a whole nother reality than y'all, and y'all would spit y'all reality knowledge to us. But it's not compatible to this new time reality of what we're dealing with now. Am I making any sense?
Oh, indeed. I look at, I mean, it's like going with the trigger words and the mind wipe. I mean, if you look at the trigger words of the Manchurian candidate, where they can play these games, look at these phones, and all of a sudden some cat gets this information. But think about it. All along, they're feeding to go out buy guns, go out and get this ammunition. You know what I'm saying? So it's a slow process. But they can just slowly give you those subliminal clues to one day they turn you on.
Mind wipe. Slow process. Very subtle.
Why do you think they go get these cats? They don't have these cats being shootouts because they want to be the first one to be right there. The people that go get them is part of all this. They go get this cat, and they don't want nobody else to deal with them. They want certain people to go collect. And what do they say? The men in black. They say the men in black.
There we go. So code words, black, the men in black. Code words again. And Auset, it represents, I'm going to go into the book a little bit. This is the Auset stage of initiation, laying the foundation for spiritual development. Every personality is made up of a set of abilities and limitations. We must ask questions. Who said that an individual must identify with the complex of habitual, automatic, mental, and emotional responses associated with his being? Over the ages, people have discovered over and over again that the identification with the part of our being that is the embodiment of knowledge and ability to run all subconscious register functions responsible for the operation of our physical, mental, and emotional body has enabled people to transcend the limitations of their persona, meaning the ego, as well as the manifestation abilities not shared by the majority of people, which is the stuff we're talking about now. It must be clear that God dwells in our spirit and only God can accomplish the great feats that we must manifest if we are to put the world in order. Now, what they're saying is that the ego, the archetype, the thing that they give us, if you wipe our memories, cut off our past, we can never learn from the past. It's like a flower trying to grow with no root, a tree that's not deep in the earth. All I have to do is, it looks strong, it looks big, and all that, but I know it's no root, so I know to push it over. It can fall over. And so it's like always started with no roots. It's just artificial future. It's an artificial future. And due to the fact, what they're saying here is that when we're born, we're given things to imitate, side by side with the DNA or our history or our memories that we had passed down from generation to generation. But as we get older, one succeeds and one precedes. And what they do is actually feed us enough information, frequency waves, everything they could possibly can to succeed one, which is actually our memories, and proceed the other, which is the new information, which is giving us things to imitate or emulate. And by us being asleep or unaware or no history, meaning it's memory, book to read from, or a person, the old sage from the land that's giving us that time, we lost. We always knew. And if we always knew, we always learned. And if we always learned it, we never learned it from mistakes. So if we never learned from mistakes, we don't have wisdom. So it's like always bumping into the wall. It's like a child that never learned. You put your hand on the fire, it burns. You get up and do it again. It burns. Get up and do it again because his memory has been wiped of the experience he had by doing the bullshit in the first place. So why do you think brothers go to jail? Boom, 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 boom. Because they got memory wiped. They don't think like it looked quiet outside. The birds were chirping. When nobody around. Shoot, ain't nobody watching. Let me do this dirt. Okay, if it's always like that, how you get caught? Now you go to jail, you get out and you say, damn, it look quiet outside. Ain't nobody watching. Let me do this. He's not learning this to the fact that just because it don't look like nobody see him, somebody always watching. And due to the fact that he's resetting what I call reset under the Godspeed meaning science reset lit or the reset science, is the fact that he's resetting every day. And reset brings you back to memory wipe. If you got a modem and you keep pushing the reset button, you're never going to be able to get online. And that's what's happening right now. We're never able to get online, meaning hook up to the constant records or direct connection to God or Goddess, universe, or whatever you want to call it itself, to where your words manifest instantly. Brian, do you want to add on anything to that while I try to find some more information on our set?
Yes. Like one of the histories that was lost and the giver kind of showed is that telling, of keeping the information to griot, and that's kind of what rap or even hip hop was a continuation of, is telling that story. And the other thing you touched on is like you said, that people are asleep or they're just, they don't write their programs, they just follow a program. So the program is out there, like you said, they take all these cues from out in the world, and then that's what they live. Instead of
that represents the world being in black and white as they showed it. And he had a slight ability to start seeing color. And the more he wake up and raise in vibrations, the more color he sees.
Yep. And then the final, And then my final point is the circle of karma. You know, people not knowing how to rise above karma. Like that person looking outside and instead of connecting with the waves of the energy and the way the energy is going, you know, they lower themselves to karma. And, you know, we know karma is the constant. You know, that comes around and goes around. But you can ride above the karma. But some people ride that wave with the karma. You know, that's what they would rather do.
Memory wipe, because they're not learning from the last little thing they did that day. We go right back. They come right back to you. And when they see it, they think it just so happened. But see, people don't understand. It happened when you do something good. It happened when you think you're handing out your P's and Q's. It just ain't gonna happen when you're doing bad. It's gonna say, okay, let me get my life together. I'm a little tired. You know, I'm crying a little bit. You know, I'm trying to look for God. But then that's when the karma kick back, and that's the most painful and the most confused. And that's when it's gonna happen. When you think you're trying to get it, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to get it right or do it. But see, you got to get through that. And once you get through that I'm trying to get my life right and it keeps shooting you down. I'm trying to do this and that's that karma coming back, hitting you. Once you put the bulletproof vest on, get through that, then you reset with good karma. You throw good vibes out there. You do anything positive, anything like they say, I'm all my brother's keeper. Do what you want to you as you would do unto your brother. You know what I'm saying? Do unto your brother as you would do it to yourself. So that means I'm going to help. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Producing good karma. So now I can sit back a little bit comfortable. It's like having money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? I know if I'm riding and my tire go flat due to the fact that me helping my fellow brother a month ago, that if it happened to me, even though it's low, I'm going to be cool. So the tire go flat, here comes somebody, Joe, let me help you change the tire. Matter of fact, I got a brand new one, here you go, boom. And we don't believe that because we don't give it time. We don't give ourselves enough time and enough breath to sit back and actually produce that effect. Another thing is like the computer. A lot of people have memories, but these are artificial memories. These are given memories, and they're over time they become loaded and loaded and loaded and loaded in the mind. And if you never clear these memories, you get bogged down, and they call it age or senile. And it's not the fact that you're getting old, but all these memories are giving you gravity because it's heavy, and you never clean out your computer, and they become viruses and junk files and all type of stuff. All this, what they say, if you want your computer to go fast, give it more memory. Or erase most of the stuff that it's trying to contain. A lot of these memories are unnecessary. Like most bad memories, you can wipe them out. All you have to do is cease to stop thinking about them. Before you know it, they don't hold that imprint under the L. Ron Hubbard Act. And if they don't hold that imprint, they don't hold that genetic imprint on your DNA, it don't affect you and it don't pass down to the younger generation of these scars, these etheric scars that we got. Slavery was a big enough etheric scar. And that's the memory that they always try to keep. And you see when they do memory wipe, they take all good, anything positive, anything. Fred Hampton, you barely know him. Marcus Garvey, you barely know him. Benjamin Banneker, you barely know him. A lot of stuff you barely know, but you know slavery. So we're going to go to slavery, skip all this stuff, boom, 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 and then we go right to the present time. So that's a memory they're going to let you keep. Other memories are little twinkling memories like Malcolm X. Oh, let's give them that memory. Let's put it in the disguise of as we're commemorating them and we're honoring them. Martin Luther King Drive. Okay, here go the baby. So who is Martin Luther King? He was a great man. He had to help his people. He did everything for his people. What happened to him? He got killed. Okay, well, who is Malcolm X? He was a great man. He did. What happened to him? He got killed. So these are memories that we actually giving a child. So as he get older and want to be that great leader, he's going to say, no, but they get killed. So they let us get those little memories, those little side highway memories, and the big memory is the slavery. So you combine that with the killing of Martin Luther King and today's music, and you got a young ass nigga that don't give a fuck unless the shit going on in his own backyard. He care more about doing his drawers and match his socks. Anything you want to add on, Brian?
What you touched on at first is when you start doing things with intent, you know, and that's really what can change you, because it doesn't matter how much work you get done, it's the intent you put into the work. And
always.
That's the same thing. And that's the same thing as helping people. You know, that goes into what Dr. Clark talked about with a Yahshua consciousness that was 3,000-4,000 years old. You know, that you loved your family. You helped without any reward. You just helped because of love. You know, and that's something they really, you know, have changed that energy. But that's the main thing. And
yes.
And let me add one thing that you were saying that people don't learn to do is also like people have attachments, and then the memories come from out of nowhere. You know, people have memories that come out of nowhere, and most people don't just say cancel that, just like a computer. If one of your attachments memories come into your head, just cancel that.
That's it. It's so easy.
And most people don't have that ability. They take that attachment thought as their own thought instead of just canceling it. No.
That's called external forces. Go ahead. That's external forces. That means you are in the moment. You know, it's different from being and be to live in the moment, but it's the difference with being attached to the moment. Meaning it is like you say that memory pop up and you know it's a beautiful day, you should let it go, but you can't help yourself. And now here we go. Turn the night out, mess the whole day up, police involved. Now you send back the next day, why did I do it? But like you said, all you do is blank it out your mind because they will give you a reality that's not real. And based off your blood type, your memories, and whatever the artificial memories they gave you, you're going to respond to the situation. And a lot of times it's just an illusion.
Oh, indeed. And another name to add to your list was in Chicago was Noble Drew Ali. We don't know very much about him, but we know he was murdered.
Right. And them brothers was powerful, and they own land and talk Caucasians. But how do we rarely hear about them? See how they wiping that memory out? If you ask one of these new guys today, the retro brothers, who is these brothers? He look at you like you crazy. That they done transfer, they done wipe the memory out that this is a new being. These little brothers right now are new beings. They have they're not really even connected 5 years past, not even 10 under that. These are new beings. And a lot of them, they're coming out, they spiritual. And the problem is they don't even know what this is. And if the spiritual in the male, if the spiritual is not checked or contained or put in the proper male perspective, it's a feminine aspect of man. And what happened is a lot of I don't know if these brothers are partly being medicated under the homosexual act, but if not, it's the fact that they're imbalanced. So when they come out super or more spiritual, as in these kids are coming out now, for a male, if you're not careful, it'll get twisted into to a female actually actions or female tendencies. You know what I'm saying? Because now this is where the father really needs to be in the house to check that spiritual side, to bring balance and order to that spiritual side, to let this brother know that, that's a feminine aspect of you. That give you your charisma, that give you your style, that give you your flex, your swag. But at the same time, I'm going to give you your discipline on that swag. And if I don't give you that discipline on that swag, you're going to be swagging a little bit too much. Am I right, Brian?
Oh, yeah, perfectly. I mean, perfectly that you have to have the male and the female energy. I mean, that's when you're talking about balancing your chakras, that's what you're trying to balance. All that. You want,
all
like
that.
You said, you want that walk to be just a stern walk. You know, you don't want it to be shaky, as you say. You know, you want it to be stern and strong.
But you know you want him. Yeah, go ahead.
You can yet pick up that baby with those same strong arms.
There you
pick
go.
Up that baby and kiss that baby.
Complete. And what he's saying, the opposite of what he's saying is, and I'm gonna give you a picture, is a jock, or what they call a jock. I know y'all seen a lot of these how they portray on TV this football player. He don't really got no charisma. He ain't really funny. He just black and white, like a robot. You know, oh my God, a girlfriend, she like me, I like her. I buy a present on Valentine's Day. I buy a present on what's the name? I buy her a a pair of shoes and a bra. He don't get creative in none of that, and that bores a lot of the queens. So yeah, that the spiritual aspect is he know how that he don't even have to spend money. The jock who's too over male and the lack of spiritual is he figure he has to spend money. The ones who got the spirituality with the control of the father, meaning the control. The male aspect, he can contain it, meaning he can tell her, look, he gonna give her like this, instead of spending money, he'll buy a flower, he'll be riding there, go by the water, he'll open a book and he'll tell her a story, right, rub her feet. And he knows with the air fresh, because women are sensitive to the smell. He got the pine scent going and the water running and the water, the ocean flashing, and he telling her a story or something he wrote, and he rubbing her feet, she gone. The jock gonna go take her to the movies and buy her expensive meal. She's not gonna remember that. So Brother Street, and honor your spirituality. It helps you get, they call back when it go a little bit wrong, it's called a pimp. That's when it go a little bit wrong. But so far, a pimp is when he in his supreme mode. He got mastery over himself, meaning all that ass around and he cannot touch it, even though it's thrown at him. You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the man's weaker points. It's like kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? That's why he got all that power, because he never, fell into the situation. I'm going to go into the book, though. The ninth spirit corresponds to our receptivity to suggestions. Imagine that. Now, shadow walkers like to suggest when you're watching and all these cold trigger words, these are suggestions, examples, impressions, models, and so on. It is in these faculties to which we learn. In the first 7 years of life, the period of the greatest learning, our receptivity is so great that we indiscriminately imitate most of what we are exposed to. Imagine that. Unfortunately, many people do not transcend this mode of behavior. 85% will that tell you. It is the influence of this faculty that makes even well-educated adults take up such purposeless and self-destructive behavior as in overindulging in certain drugs, alcohol, eating junk food, and the belief in the host of enslaving social and political myths. So basically what they're saying here is like we were just talking about the movie The Giver. The children. I don't know if you can speculate on that, Brian, how they was bringing the children in, and when the children have showed them that they have grown to their precise language and their mode of thinking, that they give them a bike. Now you can ride the bike, and the children go, and then the elders retire, then the middle age, you know what I'm saying, it's like a college or something. And Tavistock Institute and social engineering is all geared towards understanding the Auset faculty of man. That way, they know in these first years that they can give you images or where it's like a sponge. You're not even discriminating about the things you're looking at, and you're soaking in all these images. And the parents around you, which is supposed to be your fortress, you're supposed to block most of what you see. And if they do let it come through, be able to explain to you what it is, don't. So now you're soaking it up. And by the boy 17 years old, you never even asked him how you feel about God. So you ask him, who you think God is, and he tell you Santa Claus. And you like, whoa. And all this time, that's why he been fucked up in the head, tripping and fighting and doing crazy shit, because he always thought God was Santa Claus, and nobody never told him. Brian, anything you want to add on? Like I said,
that was really deep. I mean, I love that, because and Santa Claus is really cropping. So I mean, it's a total total lack of what reality is, you know. And it's not. He doesn't even know himself, but he doesn't even know anybody that knows himself. See, that's the sad part.
That's the sad part, and that's memory wipe, where he's a new being. Everybody has a culture. We as a black people got to understand our culture been wiped. Our memory's been wiped. You know, the Hispanic casually pick up on the lawnmower and certain things he got to do around the house naturally, and he's been ingrained in it to where if you work 14, 15, 20 hours a day, you do it with a smile. At least that's in his memory, that he became evolved in doing that, where he can master time and sit there all that time to get paid. Brother can't do that. The Chinese, in their way, you don't never see Chinese in jail. You don't never see Chinese locked up. You don't even see them dealing with the police, but they're always smiling and making that bread. In their culture, they've mastered the art of ninja. It's in their DNA, so it's evolved to a way of life where they don't even have to think about it. Who else? Because the European, you see what they do, they practice empathy, no empathy. You know what I'm saying? Robotic mode, how not to give a fuck about your ass and still love their own. And they mastered their craft. But where are we getting our culture? Where are we getting our memories from? Where are we pulling from? I don't see Black Town. I see Chinatown. I see Hispanic land. I see the language. I see Europe, old part. I see Euro, I see, North, but I don't see Black Town. I don't see none of that. So where are we emulating, or do we become absorbed into where everybody else is? And what is that? Are we white man? Are we American? What is that? Where we absorb, where we connected? Where we got to start from? Where's our point of reference? Where's our memories? A hieroglyphic mind frame, like Brian said, was a period of time when we cared for our fellow man. The weather was much nicer. The oxygen was much richer, all because of our mind thought, our thoughts, the way we greeted each other in the land. That was a memory that we had, and over time from the 50s, the 40s, the 60s, it was still there. All of a sudden, it came somewhere between the 60s and 70s that they started mind wiping us, meaning they got a hold of new technology. When they started building the computers, they built it under the mind frame of the mind. They took that same thing, put it in the computer, and said, okay, I can put a virus in here. How can I put one in the mind? You flooded with a whole bunch of disagreeable stuff, so much that's not part of the body that it just keep coming in because until it duplicates itself. which they call cancer or anything of that nature. A disease is really a virus that duplicated itself many years, listening to the same music, watching the same stuff, eating the same food. And what do we eat? You see what I'm saying? We got fast food at home, but how come it's not in the restaurants? If we had a memory, we don't remember Africa because the African brothers and sisters over here don't remember us. So how can we remember anything? And I try to grasp memories when I talk to them, and I can't tell. I'm so far away from it that I can't taste it, I can't feel it, I can't smell Africa when they speak the language and they describe the land. Because of I'm trying to weave and bob like dude in the movie. He's trying to get to that certain boundary point where he can break free through the images that it showed me since I was a baby, which was the little fat brown belly one with all the flies around him. That shit pumped in my head before anybody ever told me that one real. I was 19 years old. So they wiped all the memories and gave me that. And that's the new memories. That's the artificial memories. So as I go from 10, 5, up, flip over to 20, those memories that I have made are all artificial due to the fact that everything I connected to was wiped out and everything was coming from the forward towards me, meaning it's future, a created artificial future for my memories to be my past. Man, you got anything you want to add on it? Because this is a segment of how to think of hieroglyphs. To that, brother.
Yeah, because exactly what you described happens to a lot of people. I mean, take a dude who hooped in high school and then he don't hoop no more. Where did he get his excitement from? The secondhand memory of watching people hoop.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Where did he get his excitement from? And brothers need to hold on to that basketball feeling, that drawing, the art, that creative side to you. You know, all of us used to play the saxophone and really have that inspiration. What happened? It ain't the fact that we become less motivated due to the fact that we're not motivated. You could say that, but it's actually what we have our guardians have allowed to come into our cycle and penetrate that Joseph, that imagination. You know what I'm saying? Joseph had a coat of many colors. He had a very good imagination, meaning he did his thing with a thing in mind that he'll be king. And his brother's like, nigga, goddamn, get off that bullshit, get on your grown man. I'm sitting here on Dubs and Rims. I got a job paying $90,000 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Get on your grown man. I'm getting mad. I got hoes. I'm doing all this. Get on your grown man. Joseph like, no, I'm building. I'm doing this. I'm going to be king. They're like, no, I threw him in a well. Meaning they threw him in darkness and doubt. But in that darkness, he still remained in his mind that I would be king. And due to the fact that while they kicking it and doing all that extra humping just to be man, just to be, you know, whatever they call the ego, to fulfill the ego, Joseph was laying back in darkness saying, I will be king. So the Good Samaritan finally came back and got him out, picked him up, took him to the land, he became king. So he was in a higher position in life just off the ability to hold a certain thought of God in his mind so long that it manifested. And all he did was sit back in darkness, and these brothers are ragged and old and tired and had to look at that and doing all that extra shit. And all they had to do was remain the thought that I would be king. Anybody got anything you want to add on before we continue? I might go into the book after that one.
Yeah, let me add on to what you about Joseph, because Joseph's real name, the real person that they based it on was, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but it's Yavi. And Yavi was actually Antonakin's grandfather.
Come on, talk to me. I didn't know this. I'm learning.
The story of Joseph is a real cat that they found this thing in the Semitic line of the Egyptians.
Okay. So why did they use the story, Reed? So why did they use what does this story relate to? What does this relate to this? It's back to thinking in hieroglyphs, like what this is about, huh? It's all go back to hieroglyphs, huh?
I mean, if you think of what Antonakin said is, you know, we believe in the Auset. It wasn't the sun. He's saying that universal power, that universal energy that's flowing. That's what, you know, but, you know, of course, they want to say, no, it wasn't the sun. It was that universal flow.
But the sun is something that if I want to draw it and put it on paper and give you an idea in the hieroglyphic mind frame of what I mean, that'll be perfect to use, right? And that's all it was a symbol. Like it was the all-powerful energy. Okay, I'm not looking around. How can I describe that tree? He said, no, that's under the all-power energy. The air, I can't put an arrow in and show nobody else. Damn, that bright glare right there. Damn, that's what gets us up in the morning. That is, I'm gonna use that, put it on this wall, boom, 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 and this is Ra. And Ra is the giver of all life. And when he was telling people around at that time, they knew what it was. Like, okay, that's what we gonna call our body, that energy force, that chi. We need that. That's the first thing. Wake up in the morning and pray to, or just give thanks to. Boom. But the people in the field, under the fact that they don't, whatever, just workers or whatever, they say, well, that's God, that's God, that's God, that's God, that's God, that's God. And then everybody knew that. Well, you can call it God too, but it ain't. It's God is much bigger than that. But anything you want to add on B?
No, I mean, indeed. I mean, one thing, and two, if you look at what really real fifth dimension is, the air is just something that's blue. And fire is just something that's red. It ain't got no heat. It ain't, it's just something that's red. When you're talking about just pure space, no illusion, just pure space. And you have those kind of real things. It shows itself. It tells you its name.
So what they'll do is take an animal. They'll say, how can I describe fire? I take a jackal. How can I describe air? I just take a hawk. You see what I'm saying? To make the hawk head man, how can I, and they use symbols of things around them to put them in walls and hieroglyphs. And these hieroglyphs told you a story within itself, to where you thought quick, because it was like, instead of a whole bunch of 450 page book, it was in all image that was already explained to you in throughout your lifetime, like A, B, C, D, G. This means, and you get the four drawn from this image. And you go to the next image, just something like China be right. They got it right in some.
But their writings all add up. See, we speak a language that doesn't add up. I got a young cat that's he's a minister and staying with my family for the summer, and he's studying Hebrew. And Hebrew, almost every symbol adds up, just the symbol by itself. And then when you put the words together, the words add up. And then once again, it's that right to left, trying to turn that right brain on that right to left type of reading that adds up. And you get English, it doesn't add up. What we're saying doesn't add up. It's a blocking language. It doesn't add up. And that's one reason why they push, they pushed it on us. And so,
and they push it,
to stop our spirituality.
And it's doing a good job.
And what did you say about the that movie with Jodie Foster in it? They need to harness. Where she went, and talked to the alien. She went on that roller coaster. Remember that? And she said the artist should have went instead of me. Remember you had mentioned that?
Yeah. The artist. We should have sent the poet.
I can't even put this into words.
I can't describe it. We should have sent a poet. Maybe he could have told us. And that's real. And that's real. That's real. The ability to express the unseen thing in a colorful manner, in a way that people can understand it with your imagination. If it's just like he said, the rocket scientist, he was too left brain. He was too 1, 2, 3, 4. He thinking in numbers and ones and zeros. He can't describe it like that. He got to, put it into a computer and see it like that. But the poet can show you or paint a beautiful picture in your mind. And that's how we used to rap. That's what our music used to be like. It give you a picture. Everybody was going through something. The music was feeding everybody that went through something. And then you had to rip a song that pertained to the super ego, meaning as I get down, I pick it, I do what I do. And now it's all I do what I do. You got brother. Yes, it's all.
I grew up in the 60s and 70s with love music, and I grew up near Motown. Matter of fact, I knew several of the Motown cats, and, love music. And being a young cat that can take that love music and then to do your pimping, to be Iceberg Slim, to say them lines in the right time, in the right mood, and feel those energies, and feel that female energy and be able to relate to it. Where is that?
Pop Lock. How the hell did the white boy take over our art of dancing, which was us, Pop Lock? How did they take over that? How did the Egyptian dancing, which is Pop Lock, meaning is I'm showing you the ability to move from the unseen to the seen, and I'm showing you how I do it. And when you look at a person Pop Lock, and that's a hieroglyph in motion, it's like a gift. You see what I'm saying? And it's very powerful. We have been brought down to the fact that we let the Asians do it, and the only Pop Lock and we're going to do it is the twerk. And that's another ancient dance that when you're in the higher self, it wakes you up. It kicks off the chakras, but when you're in the lower self, it makes him horny, and he want to overexert himself. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, indeed. It's they called it the dog at one time. You know, the type of movement long ago was called the dog. And so
you said the dog.
Yeah, they called it the dog, and they banned the dog. But I remember hearing my mom talk about it in the late 50s, early 60s, and then in my generation it turned into the freak, and then into the alligator.
Okay, well, how do you see over your time span? I want to do a little time traveling with you. I want to see a hieroglyph, and I want you to take me to a time of when you started, when you seen in your time frames compared to how it looks now. What have you seen? Just either under mind wipe have they done to us? What have you seen they took out? I know you got a far range than I do.
See that pride, just that pride in self, and with no ego, just be prideful to leave the house. That has changed.
How does that feel? What do you mean? I don't understand. I'm foreign to that. What do you mean pride to leave the house?
Just to wake up in the morning and put yourself together before you face the world. To have that pride in yourself. Not just throw on some clothes and go out, but actually put yourself together. And so you face the world.
Hold on. But the only way we do that now is we got a lot of money. So did you have a lot of money? You had to have a lot of money to do that, or did you just do that just off actual living?
No. You just what you had, you made work. And you ironed your clothes, so you look neat. So if you had 2 pair of jeans or 2 pair of khakis, whatever it was always pressed. So
how did the sister respond to that? Did she look at what type of pants you had on, or did she honor the fact that you was clean? I mean, how did?
Yeah, that's how the sister related to you. He takes care of himself. He looks pressed. Remember the word?
So it wasn't about the fact that I spent $1,000 on the belt. I could spend about $10 as long as the belt clean and new. I'm decent. Is what you're saying? That was a time like this.
It was a time like that where now it was always exorbitant. You know, it was always that. But I'm just saying the basic brother could holler at somebody just taking care of himself and being impressive to a female and not spending all that. Not saying the name brand. No, this is just me. But this is how I come to you and your family, because I come to your family with intent, and serious.
So when did you see the shadow walkers come in? Well, I know you seen where Agent Smith came in. What time? What did he do? How did he get us?
Think about what hippies was. I mean, if you really think when it changed, what hippies was, where the free love, no respect, no courting. You just come live with me. You just come live in my community. I don't care about your folks. Your folks is anti. So I don't want help from the elders anymore.
That's the hippie mentality. You mean the hippie mentality? They grab their own kids and use them to push over the hippie mentality on us. Is what you saying?
Well, I mean that was kind of a start of it. I mean, it was a rebellion kind of thing. But if you really looked at the formalness of when people met, that's when it really started to change, was through the hippies. And then, if you really, like, you talking about when the mindlessness started, if you looked at what disco, turned into disco music. Because, disco music, you had songs that was 20, 30 minutes. So 20, 30 minutes of a beat and trigger words. That's what the disco thing was. It was like you ain't have to know nobody, You just went and saw somebody at a club, and like you said, your car, your outfit, chick would go for it. It's a movie. It's a movie where a dude is flashing around his Porsche key.
Okay, so they started with the TV. They started with the media, what I call Decepticon. Okay, exactly. like Dolomite. And what was the other movie that they was what's his name? The one that the other brother, the one that Superfly. Yeah, that type of stuff. Okay, and so it's like to us it'll be Boys in the Hood. Or it'll be stuff like, Boys in the Hood and movies like things of that nature. Okay, so they just kept the program running. They kept wiping out the old us and recreating us since that time, huh? And then but is our president black man matching up to the black man back then? Do it seem like something happened? I know. I mean, is the line connecting, or did they erase something? And start scribbling between the lines.
One of the most beautiful things I can remember about my youth is, and you talk about Fred Hampton and all them, and I met Fred as a young boy. I think I was 8 or 9 when I met him. But anyway.
And he was young, right? So I didn't young thinking like that. What happened there, B? What happened to us?
But you know, this connection.
They took the lights on and wiped us. Go ahead.
But there was a connection with us as a people that when you threw it up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess you could say it in Black Power, but anywhere you went in the country, you saw a brother and you threw it up to him and he would throw it back. And so you would instantly get that connection with somebody. Or, you know, even like when brothers was like, you know, amongst each other, you could do that head nod with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Well, you telepathically speaking to him. But you telepathically speaking to him. You know, you see, like, okay, I'm checking you out, brother. We mingling here. You know what I'm saying? That telepathic connection. You know, and that's been severed too. But that was a good time in the country where you could just throw it to a brother and the brother give it back to you. You know, and we don't have that anymore.
And that left. They
fear each other, right? We fear each other. You know, really.
So they wiped that.
About it. Oh yeah.
They wiped that and implanted new under the artificial memory, which is Boys in the Hood, Minister Society. That's the artificial. And the good brother, I see how they wiped them out because the brother that was like, man, we brothers, man. Why is we robbing each other? And came like, I don't care about all that. Get out the car. Or in 8 miles, when the brother that was talking that thread line that he still had his memories, they was wiping them. When they said, man, get your butt in the back seat talking all that mindfulness knowledge shit. And every time they show that type of brother, that's what they do to him. Am I right or wrong? They try to do it in belly.
He's ignored. Yeah, the consciousness is ignored.
And memory wiped in there. Okay, artificial memory. That's an artificial memory. He's ignored. So if this being played throughout time, after a while, due to a memory wipe and an artificial memory implanted in you, you're not the same person. Then, am I right or wrong? You're not even the person you're supposed to be. You're like clay.
Yes, indeed. The culture, you know, they changed the culture. You know, they interrupted a culture that once existed. They don't have that together. They don't have that telepathy being around each other. I mean, that's what they attacked. And that's
so. Is this our culture? Is this our culture we witnessing, or is this somebody else's memories we kicking in with?
Yeah, we're running their program. I mean, the majority of us are running their program that they wrote instead of each and every one of us living our own program. They're writing their own program.
False memories, new humans, artificial beings.
Yeah.
Let us make man in our own image and likeness. Wow.
Yes, indeed. It's I mean, like you said with the slave movie you mentioned earlier. I mean, why do you think they keep saying that? Why do you think they keep pushing that? And then when they give props to people, it's like entertainment. It's like they made the Jesse Owens movie, they made the Jackie Robinson movie. You see what I'm saying? Entertainment.
Entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. Okay, this is all entertainment purposes only.
What I call the make me laugh list. You know what I'm saying? Make me laugh.
And a lot of brothers your age probably they love those movies. I noticed they love those make me laugh movies, man. Oh yeah, they love those. They don't want to know nothing serious. They just want to finish out their artificial memory, and then I guess go to heaven. You know, however that may be. But,
that you know, in the heaven that they're really pushing now is more fourth dimension illusional. You know, that's what they're pushing on people. Is you make it to the fourth dimension, and yes, you can have angels all around you, but it ain't gonna last. You might get it for a minute, but it ain't gonna be angels through eternity.
So when the brothers try to,
it goes right back to that reincarnation. They're gonna wipe your memory, so you ain't gonna know that past life. All that you worked for, they're gonna wipe that memory and put you right back in. And you've seen how the Buddhists do it. They show you peepholes. Who do you want to go to? Because they say baby please their parents. But you know that's the system that we live under. You know they do that to us too. That's a part of mind wipe, where you know a person can't build on. You know, like if you live 1,000 years, all you remember. You know what I'm saying? Even if they had to break it up, you still would remember this 1,000 years and how to go through things. But no,
that's what I'm. That's God's speed. That's what I'm realizing. The ability that I have is the fact that I have become intact with a lot of my memories through times and eons and lives and lives. That's why I'm able to talk. The type of stuff I say might seem like it's Stargate, but it's the fact that I have experienced this. I have felt that it have been a reality, and it's, you know, I'm connected, but it's all formulated into today's time, meaning the present. So it's just like the Auset records. It's very powerful information, a thing to have in your mind. I don't really read books anymore. I have become the book. I have practiced the ways to see what this is really about. Like I don't eat. I did that to see if I can master mind over matter. Yeah, I did it. So I practiced something else. The feminine aspect, like Kanye West say, I cannot be faithful in a room full of hoes. It must be the Pharisees in tune with my soul. And that's one of the last parts of initiation is the fact that can the man, he goes through all them trials and the Indiana Jones lick in the pyramid, all these trials and tribulations, which in reality mean life. And if he make it through that, around the age 35, 40 years initiation, he get a female. And if he touch a booty, they do all that. They cut his head off. Meaning his Joe. After all that, you fall to sensuality. No matter how much memory you got, you still going to lose. So that's the first thing they say, and behold the pale horseman there and anoint that king, the king of Israel, or that king that they call whoever going to be. He must not fall to sensuality, or he become delusional and confused in mind under the what they call that dude Bill Clinton Act. You know what I'm saying? That's just a slight example of it, the Bill Clinton Act. And that's one of the things they don't play. The chiefs and the elders, the military Jack 12 elders that's on the spaceship looking down, or however you want to call it, they don't play that. Like, the initiation not fall to the lower nature like that under the Sex Act, because it confuses the mind. You should still display love, but it should not control them. And tonight's show was brought to you by GSD.com. If you haven't signed up, sign up. GSD.com, and a lot of this is built off ancient hieroglyphic thinking, how to think in hieroglyphs, and mostly based off the metal Neptune. Because it's the far as I know, I can go back, and that's still intact. That I can at least get an understanding. I tried and tested most things, but this is the one that actually works. And I got my memory back. And I always have my memory. It was faint memories of things that I never knew. It was like a dream you had. You keep going to the same place in your dream. That was an actual place you used to be. You like, how the fuck do I know how to construct the same place in my dream? And I keep going to the same place. You have memories, like flying. You have memories of a time you used to fly. But you can fly good as hell in your dreams, so that means you really think you're flying and you actually feel how to do it in the world. But, memories ain't strong enough. The more memories you get of your connection to your past, the lighter you get in vibration. The meaning is the things you've been through, they always say you got to go through hell and get to heaven. So if you have a pile of memories, not artificial memories, but actually memories based off experiences and lessons in life that's transcend eons and eons of time. Believe me, the present person gonna be somebody supreme. He got to be. You know what I'm saying? You can't fall. You ain't falling for these okie dokes. You put your hand in a fire. You ain't gotta do it. You can look at it, feel the heat when you touch it, and say, okay, I know that's hot. Instead of actually put my hand in there, the burn person, then say, I know that's hot. You get past a lot of bullshit, save a lot of money, and you keep a lot of friends. And your family's intact. You know what I'm saying? So what they're doing to us now, brothers and sisters, is mind wipe. You see a lot of these videos, the way we act and the way we fight each other, the way we're killing each other, making Facebook videos and blow his head off. This is mind wipe. Because 10, 14, 20 years from now, we can never see ourselves doing this. So basically, that's telling us there's some scribble in between our time dynamic, meaning the end and now. Some ain't right, some ain't add up. It's like a turtle. A turtle over time start going to land more often. He's gonna start evolving to a land animal. How the hell we going to land and still devolving to a water animal? That mathematics ain't adding up. The science ain't adding up. And there's something is wrong with us. I ain't gonna say and lie and say, ain't nothing wrong with us. We have been over feminized, and we are not soldiers or brothers that sisters really even living for a cause. Just based off every day, don't happen in my backyard. I'm cool. And pretty soon, well, I ain't gonna even say pretty soon. Right now, they know 20, 30 years now they thought about it, but now they know we ain't gonna do nothing. So imagine the bullshit they're gonna pull on us now without nobody saying nothing. The first you want to kill somebody or demonize them, all you have to do is make them look like a villain. Look at the media. I would look like a villain. So when the police blow our head off, you want the Robinsons or the Rockstar jeans. I need $50 for 2 pair, and that's still kicking, and we still move on. It's fucked up that every man is for himself in the black race. And I speak about the black race because we fucked up. And if anybody always talking about black power, or why you brothers always talking about black this, black that, the fact that I am black and I was born black for a reason, I had this voice. And if I don't speak up for my people or the situation we in, who else is? Or do we supposed to just live like this? Are we supposed to know shit that y'all can't know or don't know and don't understand under the Mankind Act and just push it to the side because it's not in the book or we're not getting it out of the news under the paradism, if it don't come from a white man that it ain't true. Hell no, we're going to flesh these memories we got. Because it's starting to make sense to me. At first, when I said it, people like, yo, Bo, the hell you talking about? Now they starting to see it, but it's 10 years later. My mind span is so fast that in order to keep up with me, you have to literally remember the little things I say. And Brian, that's something very beautiful you displayed to me, that you remember that poet stuff. You actually remember. So a lot of things I say, I can imagine what you see. I can imagine, because you actually remember. And that's a hard thing to do. That's why I record these things, because from here to now, everything I said would be the came to pass, but you could be to forget, because they just made the new retro Jordans that glow in the dark. They wipe your hell out your memories with little trinkets of Gucci belts, glow in the block, Soldier Boy shoes, and concerts live. And that say to man, you're not thinking about nothing else but that's kicking. And then they keep this pumping every day. So every day I'm waking up, that's kicking. And so you know your shorty thinks Santa Claus is God. Brian, anything else you want to add on?
Well, it's like how they fool us is, you know, people don't even know what real abundance is. You know, they just, and then they call luck. They call high frequency luck. And you know, these are things that people have to be taught to connect with. You know, I mean, it's easy to do, but like you said, there are so many blocks and so much going on. But, you know, I say turn the TVs off. You know, listen to old love music, because love is the second highest energy under enlightenment, is love. And so, you know, get back to where, you know, you have that love in your heart. You know, love and intent. That's the two biggest things, of love and intent. You know, and just say every day, you know, go about what you go about with love and intention. That's it, you know. That starts to get you into the knowing that you have that love and you have intent of what you're doing. Or you can, you know, or purpose. But even I say intent is even deeper than purpose. And so
so how you solve a lot of riffraff, brothers or sisters, and you really do have a good heart, but you know, it's shadow walkers out there trying to tamper your reality, and Agent Spence trying to mess with your reality, or what the Christians call Satan, or what the Islam call the whispering jinn, and you can't really explain it. Just tell your partner, you know what I'm saying, that things happening beyond my control. I wake up every day and my intention is to do good for me and my family and to wish them well and make sure they're the happiest they can ever be. So if everything come up in our reality that looks funny or shaky, and it ain't what it is. So long as you know that's my intention when I wake up, all this extra shit is bullshit. That'll save a lot of argument. Because trust me, brothers and sisters, when you're spiritual, there is forces that's always been fucking with you. But now that you woke, they know you're ready to box. And sometimes they get so bored they want to play with you. They want to box. They want to really spar with you. That's basically what it is. Because if you make it past them, make it through them, then you get stronger. Eventually they become sparring things. So still shit happens for a reason. And don't think being woke is a bad thing. It just means you have the ability to get the grasp on these social forces that was leading your ass in life instead of you leading your own self in life. That's all that means. And they come in at your throat because they get trophies. Shadow walkers get trophies to put you back to sleep. This is what I call dark beings, dark entities. You know what I'm saying? And they have manifested enough energy in our reality that they are entities. They do got personalities. You know, it's one with an old ass Celtic coach from a nigga. He got killed in 1987. Or 1990, a starter coat, and he got on goddamn gold bracelets from niggas in the 70s and 50s and shit. And he got a crown or a 150 hat on from a nigga 2015. This is how they get down in their world. It's chemtrail to death. It's gray. It look like Europe, and everything is out of place. You know, you got this, that, and they all like goons. You know, if you ever seen Death Note, that's what it looked like. The Gumagashi is a shadow walker. And that's exactly what it looked like. And when the Gumagashi walked up on Death Note or whatever, the dude that was writing the scribe, meaning the ability of Tahachi, the scribe to write his life into existence or to actually write the knowledge on paper, which was the Death Note, the book. They didn't fuck with. And Gumagashi or the Shadow Walker, like they look at me and they're like, nigga, you see me, but you're not scared. And they find that quite amazing. And they used to love apples. It's funny, they walk around, they love green apples because they know green apples is really quickly like drinking alkaline water. It really hydrates you. If you eat a green apple in the morning, all that pus and mucus is going to come right out of you real quick. Boom. But if you don't really get the alkaline of that green apple, it builds up over time. And then before you know it, a little bit in there, you got a cold because it's not pumping out of you. Try green apple when you wake up. Let it sit under your tongue. Bite it. Let the juice sit under your tongue for 10 seconds. That means under your tongue is soaking to your bloodstream. It's going to clean you out quick. So pretty minutes. You don't even need coffee. that and coffee, you're gonna be too wide. But just a green apple Granny Smith, oh my God, on chain. So I say that to say, man, that these are beings out here, and they coming at you when you woke. They test you. It's a roller coaster. You're gonna ride this ride, or you're gonna give up. The worst thing you can do is give up. I'm gonna tell you that now. The worst thing you can do is try to put yourself back to sleep. Like Auset told us in the movie Matrix. He said, "Look, you had a cipher." He said, "Joe, I want to go back to sleep, make my steak juicy, and make me somebody famous," which was Ronald Reagan. You know what I'm saying? But usually you find brothers famous. And a lot of these brothers don't look happy, and you're like, damn, all that money, all this, all that, there's something they missing. Matter of fact, they're missing their soul. How do you describe to a brother that I'm missing a soul? It's something about you ain't there no more. You can't feel. You become like equilibrium. And I know going back to the movie we were just talking about the giver, you remember how they had to take the vaccines and he put the apple, why did he have a green apple, Brian? They always keep the apple there. And he put the apple on top of the medicine, meaning is you eat the apple, the green apple every day, you ain't got this medicine and stuff they pumping in, you're going to come right out. So he put the apple over the injection to make it seem like he took the injection. And what the injection do was to block their emotions, their actually instincts. So now we go back to equilibrium, same thing. They pump that stuff in on to block the emotion, which is AKA instinct, the instinct of the black man to be able to move in synchronicity of the earth under the Indian style. We taught the Indians. The Indians, you know what I'm saying? We taught everything to Kung Fu. All of this is ours, but we give it up to them like it's theirs and then just sit back and wear Gucci belts.
We were the Indians too. Remember that? We were the Indians.
We were the Indians. There you go. We were the Indians. Yeah. Yeah, so we are connected to the earth. We are connected. This is our land. The earth is our land. We just acting like, brothers don't leave the block. Brothers don't leave the block. And it's the block mentality. Like I say, a lot of these brothers out here, you can still make this gangster music, but we still need an influx of other type of music to balance that out. And have y'all noticed, you only get one Kendrick Lamar, one Common Sense, one Lupe Fiasco. You're not getting 3 or 4 on pumping on the radio. You're only going to let one go through. And Kendrick Lamar, I know he on his way out. That's why he bought that little ass house. He was stupid. He said, hell no. When they kick me out and they get the new conscious nigga, I'm going to be the pay for my house and I'm going to stack all this money and I can live comfortably. He was stupid. Anything you want to add on B before I go? I don't mean to keep going like that, but I'm feeling
that's just beautiful. It's just, raise your frequency. Change your vibration. Do whatever you can to make your house, when you walking towards your house, you hear that ring in your ear. That your house is accepting you. That's how you want your house to be. When you get in your house, you want to hear that ringing. Because what you created in there, no one can penetrate that. That's high frequency. Raise your vibration so you can connect to the frequency you desire. Know what true abundance is. What real abundance is. Not this fake stuff, not this Jordan. That's not abundance. Real abundance. Know what it is, how to connect to it. And then, write your own program. I wrote you that. Write your program. Like everything you want to happen, and then you make it happen. Now, there's going to be glitches, but you even deal with the glitches. You cancel that out. Cancel that out.
Respect. A lot of brothers don't respect. They'll make these accusations. They'll make these confirmations. Then they'll go out the next day, forget all about the confirmation. Confirmation come right back to them. They ain't even people. That's what I witnessed that. That's 99% of what's going on with brothers. When they are spiritual and they say, I'm going to do everything you said, B, and next thing you know, they do everything they said, and then they move and they weave and they don't expect it. They got it through all the bombarded of memory swipe and memory skip that the CD ain't playing, so you can barely see the DVD. So all of a sudden, the blessing that came through, the ink don't work, they right to his hand, and he said, yeah, I got this for you. Just give me this for it. And you looking like, what the hell am I going to do with that? And you didn't even know that was the key to give it to old boy to get what you really wanted. You never even peeped it because you see what I'm saying? You're too caught up in the moment of external pull. Expect when you create, like he said, write it down, you go out there and expect it, you start looking for it. Don't forget. Memory wipe. Don't let them wipe your memory. Don't let them reset you. If you, like Malachi York said, if you never give up, that what you wish to accomplish will come into existence. It's inedible if you never give up on it. But the greater it is, the more harder it is to become from a baby to a grown man, growing pains. You know what I'm talking about? Like when a woman have a baby, that's how I feel when a man or a woman trying to create something from nothing. Growing pains. Most people, the woman's gonna push the baby out. I ain't never seen a woman say, hold on, put the baby back. I don't want it no more. Shit, that motherfucker coming out, we gonna get it back. It's by law. It's by law. You can't put yourself back to sleep. You can't, man. You can't put yourself back to sleep. And they say, Poe, or they might say, Brian, they might say, Poe, why y'all do this? There's other things out there. why are you talking spiritual? You want money, you want what the fuck? Because everything got to be done for a reason. But when you do practice, like you say, walk the walk, talk the talk, God take the universe, take the taste out your mouth for all that low and diggity shit, and you do it from the kindness of your heart and the supreme love, you protected. You can see the unseen thing. You've seen the angels work for you, and you have listened, and you become I am, because you have went through, kept the memories of all the things necessary. Let me tell you something about the death and resurrection. Before I became resurrected into this mode, I was Sahoo/Mason, and it was things I used to do and shit I used to get into. But due to over time, once I resurrected, you lose memory, you lose connections. You only keep certain memories that are necessary for your next path, for your next journey in this higher vibration. Only other things, people that know me that I don't even know no more, is people that see me like, what up, hold a whole conversation for me, because I can't connect with the memory or the physical memory, which gives me the feeling to know who this nigga is. I can't really talk to him because I don't really know him. He was part of an old lower self construct. And then I have raised from that. I don't know these brothers a lot. I don't really know a lot of these motherfuckers, and they look at me like they seen a ghost because of the fact that they thought through all the shit I've been through, I've been dead or locked up, and I don't look scarred. Meaning is I have been frozen in time. Once you start on your path, frozen in time. Meaning is I am mummified. And if anything, no external bullet wounds, no internal wounds or nothing, because I haven't let nothing come in forth. I haven't let life bullshit ravage. Meaning is I got the bulletproof vest on all time. And all the bullshit is the bullets that come in, it bounce right off. It doesn't go into my soul, which fucks me up. That's a lot of brothers I know y'all have been with. They look fucked up right now. That's because the external forces took. Always connected, always moving, always on automatic response. So I say that to say this: it is real. It's real. Our body is real. I mean, I got stories. Y'all know I got stories. And I tell the stories, and they wild as hell because the more you don't believe me, the more I know the Father and the universe is real. So this is some unbelievable shit. Walk up, put your gun down, escort a nigga, things of that nature. It's just wild stuff. And I've been through it, so that's why I know I'm protected. The reason I'm protected maybe is because I have a purpose. I gave myself a purpose, which means that I have become a call. The call is to try to raise the vibrations of the brothers and sisters that's looking, because it's a lot of brothers and sisters that's out here growing up in this essence, in this nature, but they have nothing to connect to. And what happens is they get angry as hell because you got this good heart, but these niggas killing you. Pounding you with this dumb shit, pounding you with this evil shit, pounding you with this selfish shit, and you trying to fight it within. Again, it's like, fuck it, you give in. And what they do is they play these games under the Tavis Institute of Social Engineering. These niggas get deep into your life. That's what they call these jizzos. They get deep into your life, so where they play games in the school. They say, you see that ignorant little motherfucker over there? You see that ignorant little broad over there? We're going to give them daddy extra money, give them more clothes, make them more popular. And you see these brothers over here who kind of only watch and kind of make them less popular. I know these two kids finding their way. They're looking for God. I heard them speaking very spiritual. So what we going to do is, I know they're trying to find their way. So while they looking around at their peers, it seems like the ignorant motherfuckers coming up. So what do I do? All the love is coming out of my heart because this nigga that's talking this shit out of his mouth got the girl I like. So all of a sudden I feel like I got to be like this nigga. But damn, it's rough because I'm killing my soul. But fuck it, I'm going to steal. I'm killing my soul. Fuck it, I'm going to smack this nigga. I'm killing my soul. Fuck it, I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm 14. I'm like, what happened to you, boy? You used to be so innocent and happy. Because I ain't had nothing to connect to. If I had God body or any nigga talking to me like I'm talking to myself right now back then, oh my God. And that's what they don't want to happen, but they can't stop it because it's time. Satan time is up. What is it, Brian? 6,000 years or some shit like that. The lower vibration energy. New York ain't winning no favor love no more. That ain't finna happen. You know what I'm saying? All that shit finna go out the door. That shit ain't finna be too cool no more. And what the Illuminati trying to do is gravitate on to what's more real. KRS-One. That's more real. And they starting to notice that the shit that's real is finna start selling. So now they finna pump it back just off the fat in their pocket. They finna bring the God bodies back up. All bad work for the good. Like I said, the thinking hieroglyphs. Brian, I'm gonna let you take it out, B.
Everyone is just love to you, and like you said, it's just being selfless about trying to share this information, trying to change everybody, or not change, but help everybody to become in the know, to see what it really is, that how this works, and how to learn from it, and how to raise your vibration, to connect with the frequency. That's it. I mean, that's every day should be your goal. It's to connect with others. You know, and frequencies change. You see the waves. To be able to connect the way the flows go, the ease and the flows go. Connect with that. And so with that said, brother, thank you so much for this opportunity. It's always great talking and trying to share this information. Thank you so much.
For sure. And that was my brother, the scientist, what we call him, Godspeed Chat Room. He's part of Godspeed Nation. And if you haven't, be sure to sign up for Godspeed.com, where we got supreme information. And it's a place where it's always going to be there. You can always go back to it. You can always point a reference. You know, read it, you study it, you see it in the world. You read it, you study it, you see it in the world. And when it becomes right next to you, you know what to do. You know, and I'm teaching brothers and sisters how to think in hieroglyphs. And for those who already know, I'm just a mirror to let you know it's real. So that means it's all love, all building. That's why I don't respond to hate. Hate only fuel the fire, and it used to be a fire, but now it's just like, you know, kids play. You know, they like to have fun. Kids do the ball, bust the window. Why would I get mad? He's doing it on purpose. So hate, you know, I don't play. It was nice talking to brothers and sisters. Anybody else got anything they want to add on besides me and B before we go? Did they want to share? Tonight's episode was brought to you by GodspeedIn.com, Godspeed Nation. Check out Godspeed Science. And this was episode 29, I think, or 30 now, 29 to think in hieroglyphs and to think with an ancient mind frame. And this is episode 2. Like I said, we're taking it very lightly. This is very lightly. We're walking you through the letter next. And it's a good book to read, a good book to have, a good book to start from. It's basically, you know, Horus, Jesus, and it's a good book. Then you read the other books, you know, and the Quran is something else within itself. It's more of a discipline. It's more of a you know, I am order. My suit clean, my tie clean, myself clean. I'm feeling good. Like Brian said, bring you back into that just waking up feeling good about yourself. But if we can combine all of this, we got the complete man. You know, Muslims got the diet, the Christians got Jesus. You know what I'm saying? We put it all together. We got the diet with Jesus and the discipline, you know, and however else we want to do it. But it's nice talking to you. Pretty much I'm going to open up the lines after this. Anybody got anything they want to chat about? But right now, I'm finna end this call. And for me to end the call, I got to do it by mainly.
All right, that was your boy Poe. And this your boy Bruce Spiritual. And I'm going to read something before we go. And I want to talk about unapproved topics. And this is what I talk about all the time. Like, I am an unapproved topic. The whole GSD TV nation is one big unapproved topic. I'm going to read. An important reason why the aliens or Orion or NAA, I'm going to read, let me give y'all an example, you know. Negative alien agenda or negative alien archon group. Negative alien agenda or NAA. The negative alien agenda, NAA, is to force the planet to serve another multiple species control agenda through imposing false replicated time fields using bio-warfare technology such as holograms. Now, and controllers work so hard to the controllers as the Illuminati. We just say that the power elite are a small group of people who act as main controllers of our world. They conjure black magic through dark rituals that are used using Nas X, or that are used, and then Nas to my Death King disease, that are used for maintaining contact with the aliens in order to control the entire planet through manipulation of the collective conscious through fear-based situations. I ain't gonna keep going into that. Now the controllers, alien in them, we're gonna call that alien in them, alien in them. You know what I'm saying? OGs, organic portals, you know what I'm saying? OPs, organic portals, ops. So we're going to say, the ops. The ops work so hard to destroy evidence in any range of unapproved topics that do not support the 3D narrative. 3D narrative, should we go there? 3D, I like to, let's go. 3 or third dimensional, conscious, and used in describing the limited perception of the world as being only that which is perceived in the physical. 5 senses instead of the 5-point style. You got the 6-point style instead of that. The person who limits their perception to the basic 5 senses, the 5-point style, will be considered a 3D person. Such a person would not have an awakening. So when I say that, when I go to videos I did before, we talk about OPs, organic portals, And there's a lot of people that's coming into this world new, coming from a 2-dimensional reality, is animal to a 3-dimensional, and using a 3-dimensional body as a crossover body. So now a lot of people in the 3-dimensional realms thinking 2-dimensional. There you go. So have mercy on their soul too. They don't know. You know, it's like your dog. You know, if you talking to an ignorant motherfucker, just treat him like that's your dog. Like you have the same understanding. Like sometimes my little dog get hard headed, but I ain't finna try to kill this nigga. I just like, man, he try. So stop. Just be like, don't be so frustrated. Just motherfucker around you on that carnal 5 sensory shit. Treat him like your dog. You know, like you do to your dog, not a dog, but like what you understanding you have for your dog. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Okay, well, let me stop smoking this motherfucking weed. Tweaking. 3D narrative is the key that desire to illuminate the human being's capacity to interpret and assign meaning to any of the authenticated or authentic conscious memories, which is the Bible and stuff like that. That's why I said, don't interpret nothing else. And see this shit coming up in my memory as I'm reading it. I ain't talking about your interpretation. I'm talking about my memories kicking off. As a result of powerful cosmic gateway this month, our bodies will start to remember the memories and historical records that has been deeply buried in our subconscious in order to transmute negativity and clear out dark energy, implants, and pain body blockages. Historical records, I ain't gonna go into all that, but that means authentic conscious memory that may surface. Consciousness memory naturally surface during spiritual awakening. Unapproved topics like Poe would be any area of thought that opens discussion or share accumulated knowledge in groups that would threaten the assistance of the aliens' control pillars of society, which is, they say, what the fuck control pillars of society? Okay, there are main pillars of 5 structures that use anti-human control, which influence all planetary affairs as a part of an archonic deception strategy, TV. The pillars of society are manipulated through the predator mind of the aliens to mind control and to shape all world organizations. Just a little slight for where we can go. So now, that would threaten the existence of the aliens, controller pillars of society, which is Queen and Elizabeth and the power elite. We already know who the power elite is, you know what I'm saying? All together as one now. This includes accurate accounts of galactic history. I want me to say with galactic history, alphabetical, not chronicle, Atlantean catalysm, electric wars, Lumerian Holocaust, Luciferian rebellion, Lyran wars, Nephilim wars, Orion wars, Sumerian invasion, which is the Egyptian they came to, and giving explanation for the existence of non-humans amongst us who are running the world affairs. I wonder who that could be. I wonder who that can be. All right, so let that soak in for a second. Then I'm gonna finish reading. I'm gonna take it on out. Okay, because I'm an unapproved topic, so y'all can understand what I mean. You know, like people say, man, what the fuck is he talking about? What the hell he mean? What? Let me find a reason not to listen to him. Wait, did he say he had an accident? Did he say he smoked? Did he say fuck that? I ain't trying to listen to that motherfucker. Why I ain't trying to listen to that? Because I don't know why I ain't trying to. That shit right there. All right. The catalog of unapproved topics is broken down in the same way as hashtag or metadata with algorithm programming. That's why y'all please like, share, subscribe, please. Y'all don't give a fuck about no money. Y'all just please share and like. Just please help me get the shit out. I am being shadow banned, to tell you the truth, and I don't give a fuck. We're gonna keep it going. It's up to y'all to help me out this whole. I want to get 1,000 motherfucking likes, 1,000 views, so I can actually, we can get deep into my life and shit. I can just pop on when I got thoughts. But right now, I'm taking this situation a little bit more seriously. You know what I'm saying? Before I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I was out there boxing demons that I ain't had to fight. I'm just looking for a fight with a demon. And I ain't talking about human. I'm talking about just like that. But I got to sit the fuck down because this body is kind of got a lot of wear and tear on it. So I got to adjust my spirit to this vibration of slowerality. You know what I'm saying? Not falling asleep, but just slow down, do the old man. They enjoy the birds. And when you wake up, a cup of water and lemon water and enjoy a walk. Enjoy all the energy you got. Just to be as old as hell as you is, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like a young man with an old man with a young body. Yeah, it's a little dangerous because I get my shit fucked up. I get a little cocky with it. But let's go. Like, subscribe, share. Godspeed TV. Programming is built on quantum computing. These run AI conscious sweeps. I'm gonna read that. AI conscious sweeps are on and off planetary alien psychotronic warfare technology transmitted through extremely low frequency ELF, GWIN, or radio waves 5G directed into the planetary body and Earth's surface in order to influence. Hold on, I'm fucking up. That's what they just did to me now. Hold on. Okay, conscious sweep. In order to influence the conscious mind, chakra, first chakra, bioneurology. And y'all see how they just threw me off and I come right back on. I don't. To broadcast mind slides on these specific thought forms or themes to redirect the frequency of the natural synapses firing in the brain. Mind slides are used to redirect thought forms or thought processes by hijacking the brain neurology and wiping out the thought form so it cannot be stored in the memory for recall. So a lot of times, like I was saying, if you go through, if you follow me, what would happen is if you can remember and recall, the things I've said, things I've spoke about, like that, what would happen is as soon as I say something happen, and not to say like that, but as soon as I reveal something, it's been revealed to you, you been forgot that it's being revealed to you. You know what I'm saying? The matrix moves fast as hell, but yet slow. Meaning is you look at the world, you go through the world on your day-to-day life, and then you disappear that it's slow as hell. But if it was moving that slow, why do you have to go back and reflect on your day and you be like, damn, wow, dog, I didn't see that. Yeah, think about that. How the fuck did the turtle win a race? The Cadillac, say it again. How the hell did the turtle win a race? The catalog of unapproved topics. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm in this motherfucker tweet. What was I? Okay. Power leap, okay. Conscious sweeps is broadcast mind slide on these specific thought forms of things to redirect the frequency of neural synapses firing in the brain. Mind slides are used to redirect thought forms or thought processes. This is where you be like, man, what the fuck? I'm feeling like this about him. I don't know. I mean, why? I need to find a reason not to like him, but he's cool. But I don't like him because he's cool. Like that. Don't do that to yourself. It's all one up there. I'm like the Fred Hampton. Love all love. You know what I'm saying? Don't come push, come shove. See, black and white is the first level. White man, black man. Racism, that's the first level. Everybody gonna go through that, make everybody feel good about themselves. But when you get past that to Jesus, then you going into the, feel, breathe, nigga, dimension. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing wrong with the black and white. I'm just way past that. It's cute, but niggas killing niggas. I be trying to have that battle, y'all. Black Lives Matter, but it just fucks my head up when I turn around and I see my brothers kill each other. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. There's a PTSD situation going on. They got to make sense to me. Let me keep going. Mind slides are used to redirect thought forms or thought process by hijacking brain neurology, wiping out thought forms so it cannot be stored in the memory for recall. Like, damn, I remember that online. Well, wherever you heard it from, you know what I'm saying? But a person following this can see that, and you can be sitting right next to a person going through this and you can see everything and they, but you get tired and pointing their life off to them, you know what I'm saying? Awakened people may notice the effects of the because there you go, psychological operations running mind slides on the general public increasing. Just like this. What happened to George Floyd? For those effective, unapproved words or themes are not able to process by the brain, and therefore they cannot consciously see, hear, or know of the content of that topic. They may remain blank-eyed, blinking and shit, suddenly feel sedated. A lot of times niggas be falling asleep when I be talking, and unable to interact with any conversation around an unapproved topic or thing. So this is how I used to keep niggas out of my car back in the day. And I ain't saying way back in the day, but when I was woke, I just want to be like, man, come on, man. I don't feel like listening to that shit you kicking on. Damn, how do I explain this in 3D reality, man? Like, I know you having memories of me that I don't remember. You talking about gang shit. I used to do that. I don't remember. And then I'm feeling funny because I don't remember. And how do I explain to you that I'm not the same person? My blood ain't pumping the same. And the memories I've left due to my blood pumping different and my brain circuitry have shifted. Oh, man, it'd be so embarrassing, man, be telling you about yourself and you really don't fucking remember. And you be telling him, like, yeah, I kind of do. So I learned a lot from people that I ain't seen from a long time about myself because that nigga that I remember, as they put it, that nigga was crazy. That boy was crazy. My old self was crazy. But I don't remember him like that. Bits and pieces and bits and bits and pieces and pieces and bits. Okay, what was I at? Okay. Therefore, y'all got a part, I be rambling and shit. And alien logic is that if we are rewired, Therefore, the alien logic is that if they rewrite human history, ridicule demonstration and behavior of higher conscious is what we try to do, and evolution destroy the actual memories while inserting false ones. Mind control, the subconscious, tested out with the Mandela effect and the conscious layers with the mind slides. They doing a lot here. Then they destroy the context for assigning meaning towards any of those memories, real or not. Because once we have context for the alien galactic history, ascension theory, spiritual initiation, and the AI manipulation of the conscious fields, and I'm going to read what that means, we are providing a simulation, a summation of the most common historical timeline trigger event that were generated during the Great Galactic War histories in order to give greater content and meaning to the memory associated that occur throughout the remembering process. That's AI manipulation of the conscious fields. Then we start to be able to receive those energy signals and process our conscious memories. Because if we have not context or a meaning assigned to these memories that our body is able to connect to and with through images and feelings, the mental map of our thought process shifts both consciously and unconsciously. Mental map is spinal memory, is the part of the brain's memory function that is responsible for recording information about the person's environment and to have a awareness of their orientation in time and space. Spatial memory operates like mental map. It holds information for the individual to access. So when I was telling y'all I was losing memory of myself, I only kept memories that was important to me. God only put memories that I can remember those. But the others, like Fly by Days, 5-point star stuff, I forgot once I got hit with the 6-point star. Once I had that sixth sense, or they call it a tail, but it's only a tail when you're a demon, but it's a sixth sense when you're, saying it's turned upside down. I'm gonna keep reading, man. I think I read all this though, falling asleep. Yeah, I read all this. So y'all just remember that. It's your boy Poe. I'm gonna rock in the chat room today. I'm gonna do something different. You know what we got going on here. Okay, changing. Okay, all right, for sure. Oh, okay, I'm decoding that PTSD. You know why? Because I got it too. So we in this motherfucker together. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. War, breathe, Chica, count, count, breathe in, do your stomach, count to 10, out, flatten the stomach, in. Man, y'all got me motivated to read some more. We're going to go into satanic ritual abuse then. All right. Let me breathe real quick. I got to slow down something, you know what I'm saying? We're going to give y'all, we're going to see, we're going to get into this page and then we're going to be up with y'all. Give me a second. You give me like 2 seconds, you know what I'm saying? I got to let my dog out. You know, he over here, you know, his name Chapo. He English bulldog. He's 2.5 years old. He a Leo. And he like to enter my show. So every time I start a show, he come in here and make his appearance because, you know, he want to be seen. So what he do is start snoring, farting, you know, and stuff like that, or just talking to me. That's my boy, though, you know. Oh, before you step out the door, what's up? What's that? That's a cup? You gonna give me a cup? Okay. Give me a second. Let me let him out, y'all. Rock with me now. And then I'm going to read, and then I'm going to end this. All right, I'm back. Y'all got to understand how he move that fast. Y'all got to believe me, I move fast as hell. It don't take me long. My brain thinks faster than my body can move. So, you know, it's like, think about how long it takes you to, you know, this and that and this, you know. But anyway, I'm back. And y'all got them cups. Y'all, I'm from Chicago. I be getting them cups mixed up with pimp cups. You know what I'm saying? And I take it like I like it. You know, like that's what I look like. That's a pimp. You know. So you gotta watch them cups now. I get, you know, iceberg and this is my road rip through the suburb. Hold on. I'm just joking with y'all. SRA. Okay, let's get into the ritual. Satanic ritual abuse. Satanics, and I'm gonna start it. We're gonna read that. Satanics, okay, and Luciferians are well aware who controls the mind controls the soul. Okay, let's start with Satanics or Satanists. You know, I got pardon me, man. Satan did this to me. I know it wasn't God. But all bad work for the good. I had to think fast. It was a situation where I had to blank the mind out, let the inner become the outer, go within so the angels could go out. And instead of worry, I blanked out. And my higher self walked myself to its highest place, which I am now, because I am not in that dark tunnel. I never was, really. He just knocked me in that motherfucker. I had to get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's lonely, y'all. Spirituality is very lonely. But it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Lonely meaning the person sitting next to you don't have, it's lonely because you do not require attention or vibration of another person, especially if it ain't matching. But what happens is motherfuckers ain't matching your shit. They want to be around you because it's like going to, like, this how you feel to people. It's like 109 outside. And they got a hot leather car ride. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had a bath in like 2 days, so you know how he feeling. And all of a sudden you get to your house and you got, they call it stationary AC, you know, central air. You feel like some central air in the cold motherfucking glass of water. That's what you feel like in these streets kicking, you know what I'm saying? Man. Might even let the nigga wash his ass, you know what I'm saying, depending on his vibration and everything. But, you know, we don't do that. But woman can, man can't, you know what I'm saying? But here, you can get this AC, cold blood of water, will wipe your face off, keep the towel, take it home with you. So satanics, and I read that already. No, the mainstream of Satanists and the mainstream of Luciferian are the current dominated cultures that are being methodically and secretly constructed through an array of social engineering experiments, BET, you know, the awards and shit like that. These are being perpetuated through an increasing of multitudes and Luciferians. The Luciferians is the mainstream of Satanists and the mainstream of Luciferians are the current dominated cultures that are being methodically and secretly constructed. And I just read that already. Are well aware who controls the mind, controls the body. So they say control the mind. One who has control over the thoughts of one's mind, one has control over the direction and actions of one's physical body, all of its parts, and reclaiming the soul energies. Whoever controls the mind controls the soul. Mind control is used to form socially acceptable belief systems. No sex in this motherfucker. Control the souls. By starting sexual trauma, SRA techniques as young as possible, they hope to fragment the mind as well as the soul. When a person is sexually traumatized, it is the worst damage one can commit to the soul. And we know who doing that. They're putting on P-O-P-E. You know what I'm talking about? Not PO, nigga, P-O-P-E. You know who we talking about. They got a problem with that shit. That acts alone can fragment the personality into dissociative states, schizophrenic, and extreme trauma-based disorders. This is the alien strategy with paraphernalia. Now, this is extremely important that many adults with a functioning brain that cares about the welfare of human children may be aware of this most distracting archonic deception strategy, which is to specifically target human children for a range of alien-related biowarfare strategies such as inflicting trauma, making crazy motherfuckers. Paraphernalia and why it is so rampant on the earth today. That's my boy snoring over there. You know, he came back and they hear you, chop. When I got that music playing too, so you know what this world like. This boy clean. You know, he don't like to get dirty. You know what I'm saying? When he come back, I don't know who he gonna be, but he gonna be a player. I hope he don't gang bang because he like to gang bang me and run around, piss on trees all day and look at the dogs that's inside they, you know, gates, and he don't even bark. He like me, I ain't talking shit, you know. But I hope he don't be no supreme gangbanger, man. You know, he be on that, you know. But anyway, when this occurs, the satanic entity can bind a person to negative entities through parasitism. Parasitism is the negative polarization. People that are STS, service to self, express harm in order to learn higher truths that help them evolve. Yet, what is referred to in this context is that when there is intentional torture of living things that is used for personal entertainment, parasitism, or slavery, as has happened on Earth. We're going to keep going into that. Or use the person or people involved in much more easily when they got the parasitic mind. And so the goal of the sexual torture is the mental fragmentation, as well as Disney soul fragmentation to program the mind and siphon the person's consciousness and soul body. So soul fragmentation is the more fragmented the soul is, the damaged person energetic body is operating or not operating at all. The more distorted the thoughts, I am rock, the behavior becomes. These deviations are manifested as addictions, perversions, and a wide array of damaging personality disorders or alternate identities. We're going to keep going, y'all. We're going to go. We're going to keep going. Just relax, relax. Breathe. He breathing. He over here snoring. It sounds like a train. That's my dog, y'all. Bear with me. The world very peaceful. Let's see what y'all got. What we got going. All right. And we're gonna get into negative emotional energy collection. I'm gonna play this for y'all, and then we're gonna come back.
Same shit, just a different day. Same shit, just a different day. Same shit, just a different day. Same shit, y'all. Listen to the bars, stay focused. Spin it for the average citizen going through the motions. Savage living, anybody can get it, you the closest. Stomach touching and down in my hand, got these niggas voting. My fingertips are filthy, got me out here smoking roaches. And sipping on that 40, that's my temporary potion. That bank is looking tempting, I ain't trying to do a football. Times when I stressed out, ain't nobody that I could call. In the crib waiting for the stars to line up. Be careful what you wish for, now they got me in the line up on some bullshit that my people told me was a perfect lineup, but he just heard me as me, so he know his judgment bias. Fuck the consequences, it's jokes we applied. Real rap, I don't got no motherfucking time for lying. Hate a liar, that before designer, I'm a rider. Got these faggot motherfuckers out here singing like the choir, motherfuckers. Same shit, just a different day. Yeah, same shit, just a different day. Yeah, same shit, just a different day. Yeah, same shit, just.
All right. Now, a negative emotional energy collecting reversal networks. Reversal networks are collecting life force from the collective fields of all Earth inhabitants and create more black force and magnesium in the planet by sending energetic currents into reversal patterns and synthesizing them into AI machinery on the planetary grid network, aka Google or Data or Google or Data, are collecting life force from the collective fields of all Earth's inhabitants and producing more stable black forces and magnesia. The much sought after spiritual energy contained in these fields is called energetic loops, and that's why they're gonna come at y'all today. Let me read energetic loops. I'm glad I found it in this way. Okay, energetic loops. Now, this is what the hovering, the fog, or the mist is over Chicago. I don't know in other places with death, destruction, and misery love company. It's like a gray haze. But if you go out of town and come back, you'll see it. A term applied to energy produced by human beings and animals that other entities use to feed from. It's also used to refer to as energy that is produced by suffering that entities feed. All right, that's it. So we're gonna get out of that. So they got the loose going by the cabals. Now the cabals, you know, already know how that goes. The play, the masonry, the square. What situation going on? Who gonna wear this? Who gonna do this? How this gonna be? Nah. It's all about me. Yeah, like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, your boy and Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? In this context, Lucha is referred to as to the emotional energy radiated by animals and humans when feeling threatened, harmed, or being killed. Chicago, my type of town, Chicago. The results in the traumatizing pain and suffering that is experienced and recorded in the body, mind, and soul. For centuries, the aliens have developed and exploited multidimensional code practices through reversal creation codes. This has been given to secret societies and institutions or the Illuminati for the purpose of mind control, social engineering, Tavistock, sabotage of institutions like that. Now, you know how we go. Social engineering is a type of mind control that seeks to manipulate people from their own right to privacy into becoming knowledgeable and self-informed so that the social structure can exploit them with misinformation that is used to take control of their behavior, primary method, in order to harvest negative emotional energy, a term applied to energy produced by human beings, animals that suffering. Y'all don't know what that is. Looch for the masses. So this is all for the masses. So with saying that, we're gonna go back to my boy.
It's a different day. Hey yo, man, these niggas straight bitch out here, man. Straight up, man. Cold pussy, cupcaked out. I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. I can't call it. Hey yo, son, what the fuck else these niggas doing? Niggas out here dry snitching, writing books. Lying out their ass just to sell a book on some super headsets, pathetic. Make you get it, how you living, where you moving, got your man head up in question. I did it.
Hold on. I'm gonna explain to y'all what he means. With the current acceleration of electronic era, which promote transhumanism and are aware of artificial intelligence technologies, both overtly and covertly, the exploited to extract negative emotional energy from humanity is at an all-time high. Our planet is being indulged with negative mind control programming, AI broadcasts that target negative ego filters. Negative ego filters is our dead energy mind control structures. We have become accustomed to that ego identity as supposedly normal. part of being incarnate on the 3D earth. These mind control structures also, or they can say zodiacal places, things, be also used in companion with alien mind control implants were inserted into the physical element that have infiltrated every fiber of society. This is in order to elicit extremely negative emotions and painful trauma from the constant bombardment of harmful images, behavior, and actions. Think about these Black mothers, what they go through when you bury your kids. Don't forget about that. These negative programs encourage cruelty, brutality, and violence, which are being massively superimposed upon humanity and the Earth Kingdom at this time. Extremely charged negative emotional energies, such as achieved during satanic ritual abuse, contains hormonal adrenaline cascades that course throughout the cellular energy within the human body, blood, or brain. Adrenochrome. Under such intense, extreme of painful suffering, the blood and the flesh become charged with heightened molecular content. Now, y'all got to remember what they do with the adrenochrome. They still let kids do these things to the kids, Lady Gaga them up and do all this, and then do what they do on a smaller level and absorb it. I think they have made this smaller level of playing with little kids, making them frightened and doing all this bullshit, trying to get the adrenochrome energy out of on a broader scale, which is highly prized by the negative aliens and satanic forces, the shadow walkers. This is why they delight in torture, suicide, and killing of human beings. Kurt Cobain, especially innocent souls, unable to protect themselves like children. I ain't hear that, did y'all?
Prices, I hit them with the ice pick and watch the bitch come out. You put that bullshit on a diet. Put ticket in 2012 as if I was a Mayan or Nostradamus. When it comes to real shit, I'm just tied in with these streets. I have allegiance. You allergic to the jungle. Your hammer never went off. Why you scared of what the gun do? You
okay. Satanic agenda, mind control frequencies, a form of electronic harassment, generate bioneural implant in the human body, which reverse and confuse brain signals. The satanic agenda is to reverse human neurological functioning by conditioning a person to create trauma and feel pain in order to activate pleasure centers. The cycle of interconnection made between pain and pleasure centers is reinforced and conditioned in the bioneurology nonstop, which escalates into harmful addictions, deeper behavior, soul fragmentation, splitting behaviors, and bioneurological disease, the king disease. Okay, let's go.
You a bitch in every sense. When the drama get intense, you should get the event. Get the motherfucking sense smacked out you. My foot is on that neck, I won't allow you. The wolves is in the building on a motherfucking prowl. I know you heard the howls. Don't even speak a vowel of my name, or get this shit be right the fuck about you.
Same shit, just a different day. Same shit, just a different day. Same shit, just a different day. Same shit.
All right, y'all. Same shit, just a different day. We're going to continue reading, and then we're going to slide up out of the room this way. Hold on, Smith. Hold on.
Walter! Stop suffering with hot.
Don't worry about all that. Anyway, you know, like a man say, fuck that. I forgot his name. Damn. Tommy Sotomayor, shout out, boy. He is funny as hell. Boy, Tommy Sotomayor is hilarious. But let's go. Let me see. Okay. Okay, well, we're going to explain. Now, I'm going to give y'all the example of what I'm talking about, satanic rituals. You know what I'm saying? We're going to listen to a satanic ritual song. You know what I'm saying? Just bear with me. That wasn't it, though. Havoc, that's in the house. That was some God body. But I'm going to explain this to y'all. Let's go.
You know I needed you, I was you leaving, keeping it real every day. It ain't easy. Sorry, this ain't knowing this is peach. Gotta keep a carbon in my reach.
Nigga look like
calamari on my teeth, babe. This is peach. Gotta keep a carbon in my reach. Pick a calamari on my teeth, babe.
Nigga here look like the box me, y'all.
I need okay. Coffee on my Jeep. I don't like you talking, I'm gonna speak, babe.
All right, let's go. Malak. Malak is, in the Guardian use of the term, Malak is used to describe receptacles on the astral plane that operate as battery tanks for harvest loops. This nigga head, which is generally sexual in nature. Malak tanks are used by the alien forces to collect and store human sexual energy as a battery source. Generally, the tanks are more specialized as sourcing from, I ain't gonna keep reading all that. Okay, Malak is a soul-binding entity, an energetic container used in the SAR rituals. Many times, Malak is used in the satanic ritual to collect and disperse the human being's vital energies to hierarchies of satanic spirits. When a percentage of the human being's vital force and spiritual energies are collected by Satanist spirits or satanic spirit, the person is high risk for soul binding, mental fragmentation, dark manipulation, and possession. Now, let me go back to Fufu, and then I'm going to go in again.
You know I needed you, why would you leave? And keeping it real every day, it ain't easy. Caught against weather, it come out next season. Deja Ray, would you just stay with me, please? I'm a blessed the woman like she sneezes. I scored a triple double for my knees. Said I just bought a rover for no reason. I'm on house arrest, I can't even leave. Locked up in the pen, but I ain't pee. The water dripping off me, Uncle Finn. I love my Uncle E, I Uncle Bean. I love my Auntie Chris, I Auntie Dean. It's blowing all this money cause it free. Scamming in Miami by the beach. Telling on your homies that ain't Z. Boy, I heard you ready for a cheesecake.
Okay, ready for a cheesecake. The Moloch is a type of siphoning construct that is used by the moon chain entity as well as satanic forces to mark the children's birth, to mark the children of Earth with Moloch signatures as early as possible. Some of, you know how young he started when he got in, my boy Kodak Black. Some of the accepted common ways this began as early as possible through genital manipulation, such as circumcision. Sometimes a pregnant mother will dedicate her unborn child to the moon in a ritual that feeds Moloch. These are called moon children, of which were rituals started by Aleister Crowley. The purpose of this is to cultivate children of the earth to feed the sexual misery program into adulthood and to give up their sovereignty and sexual energies towards the continued parasitism of these forces. Moloch is also the entity called upon the accumulating personal wealth in the SAR, or which you hear in this song. And let's go back to him, and I'm gonna keep going on.
This is peace, gotta keep a carbon in my reach. Picking calamari on my teeth, babe. Why you putting 4Gs on the G? I keep spilling coffee on my jeans. I don't like me talking, I'm gonna squeeze, babe.
Hold on. Okay. This entails making a compact with Satan forces in order to have use over collective forces attached to the Moloch tank in order to manifest material goods, wealth on one's behalf. This means one is stealing others people's life force in order to use that stolen life force to manifest wealth, power, or status for themselves or groups. Let's go.
Snipers in the beans and little haters sipping on the lean, but I ain't lazy.
Lane sipping on y'all energy.
Skeeting on the face, she say I've been smoking coffee with the weed. I'ma keep you healthy, selling peas. Never wanna sign me, what's the plea? Double nines on me, I'm from 18, Louis V, peach color blanket. Dogging on these bitches, I got ravens hit the front and back. I told her face me, I've been getting a lot of money lately.
You see, I've been getting a lot of money lately. This has been demonstrated by the Baphomet Grove ritual, which as mock children. This has been demonstrated in the Baphomet Grove ritual with a mock child sacrifice to the statue of Moloch. This is done because the person group believe they are superior, enlisted, and they do not want to do the work to generate that life force on one's own personal merits and character or ethics. When you make a convent with the satanic or Satanist, you are binding yourself to feed energies to that entity in exchange for material or earthly temporary privileges. This is always eventually a consequence of great pain and soul suffering. The deal one may make is to give up your child, to sell your soul, and that one gives away their sovereignty to the entity who feeds off their life force. In Africa, there are black magicians. Black magicians, the manipulation of conscious technology and the world of forces for service to self and negative ego purposes without regard to the consent and consequences of others. There are many different levels of the propagation of black magic, who steals orphaned children and kills them at the site of his own business, what they did to Kodak Black, in order to accumulate wealth for further business in order to accumulate wealth for the business owner. Where did the belief one kills a child will receive personal wealth originate? This is Moloch mind control program to set up blood and sexual sacrifice of children of this planet. And we're going to keep on going. And there you have it.
Cardi B, I hope you like your bracelet. Shout to say I'm handsome for a Haitian. I just brought the spider for the weekend. Lying on my dick, but it ain't shrinking. Sorry, this ain't orange, this is beef. Gotta keep a carbon in my reach. Drinking calamari on my teeth, baby. Yo, why you put 40s on the G? I keep spilling coffee on my jeans. I don't like you talking, I'm gon' squeeze it, baby. Cracker tryna tell me go to sleep. I've been writing lyrics after 3. Brother told me fuck it, stick to rapping. Everybody know you about your action. White girl say she feeling peachy. I still smell a pussy on my pinky. Babe, that pussy tastes like tangerine. Sorry, this ain't orange, this is peach. Gotta keep a carbon in my reach. People call me Mari on my teeth, babe. Why you putting 40s on the G? I keep spilling coffee on my jeans. I don't like you talking, I'm gon' speak, babe.
Alright, it's been a pleasure talking to y'all. This is your boy Promo. We riding out with my boy Kodak Black. Why they doing like that? Godspeed TV. Please like, subscribe, share, do something, and we out of here. Love y'all though. For real, for real. Real, real, for real. Real. Godspeed.
They wanna bugger me and worry. I'm losing my mind. I'm trying to barrel of my nine and my vicious love. Falling to pieces in my guilt. I pray to the Lord, but he ignores me. Unfortunately, because I'm guilty. Show me a miracle, I'm hopeless. Choking on marijuana smoke with every dope. It's like I'm losing focus. Falling asleep while I'm in service. But will I die? Forever paranoid, nervous because I'm high. Don't mention funerals and stressing and going nutty. And reminiscing about the niggas that murdered my buddy. I wonder when will I be happy? Ain't nothing funny. Flashbacks of busting caps, anything for money. Where am I going? I discovered. Can't understand what my next door neighbors having combo with undercovers. Put a surprise in the mailbox. Hope she get it. Happy birthday, bitch. You know you shouldn't have did it. Everybody's dying in my necks. Who can I trust? Will they be cheese and then look at me before they bust? Or will they kill me while I'm sleeping? Shoot in the head while I'm in bed, leaking blood on my sack sheets. Is there heaven for a baller? Getting suspicious of this bitch, the line's busy every time I call her. Yes, she's telling me to visit. Who else is home? I check the house before I go, so we all alone. After another hit the highway, see you later. To all the players watch the slide where a nigga later. The bitches telling all the homies that I can fuck her like no other. Now the mother bitches wanna phone me. I'm under pressure getting drunk. Somebody help me. I drink a fifth of Hennessy. I don't think it's healthy. I see my enemies, they creeping. Don't make me laugh. I watch the 5-0s roll and motherfuckers pass by me like they know. Smiling like they laugh. I put up my middle finger and I dash. Niggas don't like me cause I'm thugging. And every day I'm a hustler looking to get paid. They wanna bury me and worry, no need to lie. I pray to God I don't scream when it's time to cry. Nowhere to rest, I'm losing homies. Ain't that a bitch? When I was rich I had clout, now I think it's low. I put the pistol to my head and say a prayer. I see visions of me dead, Lord, are you there? They tell me am I lost cause I'm lonely. I thought I had friends, but in the end a nigga died lonely. Nowhere to run, I'm in telling that no one cares. A close casket at my funeral when no one's there. Is there a future for a killer? I changed my ways, but still that don't promise me the next day. So I stay thugging with a passion for everlasting. I'm busting all these motherfuckers in my past. They wonder if I'm hell bad. Well, hell can't be worse than this, cause I'm in hell now. Never will I die, I'll be back. Being hard needed as a motherfucking back. 11 years in heaven, there's no George on Jesus. I'm telling you now, you motherfuckers don't know better. Never will I die, I'll be back. Being hard needed as a motherfucking back. 11 years in heaven, there's no George on Jesus. I'm telling you now, you motherfuckers.